Okay, touchdown, Wisconsin. Mertz to DK, and it's 30-0, the Badgers.
It is a handoff. Nope, keeper by Gabriel makes a cut. He's to the 5. He's in. Dylan Gabriel on the ground. Touchdown. Pitched.
Good Wednesday morning. Damon, you got your hump game on?
Yeah, I do.
You ready?
I'm ready to roll.
Welcome in, everybody.
Midweek, man.
Hey, okay. First of all, Omaha is the volleyball capital of the world today. And we are a little over 24 hours away from a crazy, wide-open NFL season ahead of another weekend in college football. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, let's get it. Like you said, it's the start of the NFL season. Huge slate of high school games. Nebraska trying to exercise the demons.
They're going to try and not make Mark Whipple upset. Half dollop. But as we welcome you in, it is a Wednesday. You know, we come in early in the morning and it's dark outside and there's not many cars on the road. And as you are now in a different place where you're driving into the station, you're starting to see like some benchmarks. Like I know that when I pull out of my place, when I go to the roundabout, there's going to be normally a guy that is walking his dog. Mm-hmm. And as I travel further on 63rd Street, I'm going to see the Uber driver that picks up a older lady on the corner. She must go to work like at 6 a.m. So I'm always going to see that if I hit, time, right? And then coming down Leavenworth towards the station, there's always going to be two ladies that'll be running on the side of the road, two older ladies, and then there'll be a dog walker. And then there'll be somebody that runs a red light here on 52nd and Dodge. I mean, that is one of my biggest worries coming into work because red lights, people don't, at this time of the morning, people just fly through red lights.
I always worry a little bit, excuse me, coming down Dodge in front of Omaha University because there are those two little walkways with lights.
Yeah.
And sometimes, man, people just try to slide across the street. And it's dark, too. And one of my guys, he's in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
So always try to be cognizant because he crosses about the same time every morning. But I always worry because that little stretch right there,
yeah,
those lights get timed and people get rolling.
Are you starting to notice like quirky things of people you see all the time?
Nah, I mean, not yet because I probably, this is maybe my 9th or 10th drive.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a routine yet. I'm still kind of messing with ways to go. So, I'll settle in here shortly.
So I got to tell you the story this morning, though, because this is not something I see. So I pull off of 63rd onto Pacific and headed towards 60th. And there is a dog, and you're a dog owner. Mm. There is a dog, and it looks like a golden retriever is sprinting up Pacific towards 60th. And I don't see anybody with it. Mm. And I'm thinking, oh, don't run out. Don't run out in traffic. Don't run in traffic. Just keep running along the sidewalk. And then I notice, which I think it has to be his owner, is running after the dog. And I'm thinking, oh, no, what a way to start your day. You open up the door to take the dog to go out to the bathroom and the dog takes off on you. And now you got to chase it through a neighborhood, and this dog is on a dead sprint. So I'm thinking, wow, what do I do here? First of all, I don't want the dog to run into traffic because there were other cars coming on Pacific. The dog is sprinting and all of a sudden slams on the brakes at the red light at 60th and Pacific. Mm. And then I noticed that his owner, it looks like a jogger. I'm thinking, first of all, the dog is well trained to stop at stoplights. And this guy, instead of having the dog on a leash while you run, is just letting the dog run free. And he's running with it.
Yeah, what's going on?
And I'm like, okay. That dog is really well-mannered.
Hey, Fido. Hold on there, Chief.
Can you take your dogs for a walk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dogs are legit, both of them.
How far out do you
they're
get?
Not, we'll go maybe 10, 12 minutes depending on the heat.
Yeah.
They're not outside dogs. I mean, they're two Frenchies. They chill, but I know a couple of these guys on Twitter try to fat shame my dogs, but they're not. It was just the is the way that they were
Is
laying.
that where we're at? Is we're fat shaming dogs?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Somebody
What,
called.
somebody asked you about what the diet you're giving them?
Called Buddha a little chunker. I wanted to send him another picture, but I was like, nah, man. I try to pick and choose my.
Was it the angle of the picture?
Yeah, well, they were laying down.
Okay, yes. When I lay down, I don't look as slim as I usually am.
But yeah, Buddha, he's we're pretty good with their diet, and their food costs an arm and a leg, but that's a whole nother story. Every time you go get their food, I mean, you're spending, and this is all relative because they're little dogs. I mean, I have 46 pounds of dogs.
Yeah,
most people have bigger dogs than that with just one dog, but I mean, you're going $120 some every time out. So
Ooh.
yeah. That and haircuts, man.
I mean, you got priorities right.
Yeah,
I mean, some people buy TVs, boats, houses.
Yeah,
you buy haircuts and dog food.
Exactly.
That's okay. That's okay to have priorities. So
keep it in order.
For this guy that was running with his dog, I mean, good on you. He didn't have a leash, and he was a good 100 feet in front of you. But the dog literally slammed on the brakes at the stoplight.
Yeah, there's two. There's two huskies in our neighborhood. My old neighborhood, we had 2 German shepherds, and they're beautiful. That's probably my favorite dog, like German shepherds. But there's 2 huskies around the corner from me, and they are beautiful.
That's a good looking. That's a good looking dog.
Man.
Good looking breed.
I don't know what they do with all the hair, but pretty obedient. She's got them on lock. I mean, she looks like she doesn't play around either. So, I mean, not to general. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into it. She looks like she knows what she's doing with the dogs. Put it to you like that. Too early to be getting kicked off the radio.
Welcome in, everybody. Again, today downtown at 5 p.m. is a Final Four appetizer for college volleyball fans. I mean, we know what this state is like. You have Nebraska and Creighton, and Omaha's program is on the come. You have
they'll get their chance this weekend.
You have incredible club volleyball. You have high school volleyball. You have junior college volleyball. You got Wayne State, which is the dominant power in small college, NAI. This is a great state for volleyball. Hat tip, Terry Pettit started a movement, and it grew. And it's also amazing with Nebraska and Creighton going to play before a record crowd downtown at 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. There's going to be traffic. I mean, that's going to be a nightmare around the chalk.
Yeah.
But 14,000, 15,000 are going to be there. And we're not going to spend time just breaking down the 6-2 or anything like that. But there is the part of being in this state where, college football comes first, comes second, comes third, and maybe to some even comes fourth, that the coverage of volleyball and the knowledge of the volleyball fan is unprecedented.
Yeah.
In terms of newspaper, TV, radio, fans that know the game, regardless of what color you're wearing. That's why today is like a really, really cool showcase for coaches, especially John Cook and Kirsten Bernthal Booth, who have invested so much into their program, but also growing the sport. Like not just growing the sport at the Division I level, which still needs to take that next jump, but have showcased it in the state where their rosters are littered with in-state products. They produce top-notch young ladies that go on to bigger and better things and coaching her in the world. I think this is a really, really cool day for a showcase of volleyball. And it's it's kind of ironic because, as you were just alluding to, like Nebraska has a big week. So they have this match with Creighton, and tonight doesn't define either program for the entire season. I mean, they'd both like to, one would like to come back to Omaha in December. The other would like to stay in Omaha and still be playing in December. But Nebraska has Long Beach State on the weekend. And then next week, they have Stanford, which is
the Cardinal.
Yeah, number 11. And then Creighton, which, they go all in on their non-conference schedule because the Big East doesn't do them a lot of favors, is they have to gear up after playing Nebraska tonight and all the emotion that's going to go on inside of that building. And the fact that you're playing the number 2 team in the country is you go to Baxter Arena on Saturday and play another team. Yeah. That's like the big non-conference match for Omaha that Creighton is coming in to play on our home floor. So this is a great week for volleyball. And if you're going to be there tonight, you're going to realize it if you don't already. What a showcase of volleyball is in this state. And that's a hat tip to, I think the Terry Pettits of the world that started it. And, Nebraska has become a national championship program. And
for
Creighton,
14K at
Yeah.
5 o'clock. That's not a bad deal on a Wednesday.
yeah, and here, can it elevate in this state? We already know what volleyball means. Can it elevate on a national level? Like, will we see, if you're watching ESPN Sports Center tonight, will you see any mention of a record crowd? I hope you would. I'm not going to bank on it. But hat tip again to everybody that's involved. Should be a lot of fun if you're going to be there tonight. And there will be a majority of the fans. There will be Nebraska fans. But I hope for any fans, like the Creighton general fan that goes, make sure you go to another match later in the year. Don't just have that be your own. And they're playing a great environment, and Kirsten's got a fantastic program. Don't let that be your only time you go see Creighton volleyball. All right, 6:23.
Was that your PSA for the day?
That was. I think I had to say that. I think I wanted to, because we're friends with both coaches, and we respect the hell out of them. Yeah. And they do it the right way. They recruit local kids. They're highly successful, and we're in a town which volleyball gets a showcase, and the Final Four is going to be here. Omaha should host the Final Four every 4 years at least. You shouldn't let a 4-year stretch go where Omaha is not hosting the Final Four in volleyball.
Does the city know that?
Well, is she in?
Yeah. Is she here?
I don't know. Like, is there a like when you go
I think she's just messing with us.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm serious.
You think like the mayor's office is like Krispy Kreme? Like when they have hot donuts, they have the light on. Like when you go by the mayor's office, do they have the light on that she's in town?
I didn't. That kind of snuck up on me. I didn't realize she was gone so much until like the news got all in like last year, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then Ian and a couple of our P1s that were always. I mean, they just go hard.
Yeah. You remember early in our tenure together, we were gonna we put out the olive branch for the mayor. We wanted to go to lunch.
I think she's mad at us.
And we have a couple of friends that work in or used to work in her office, and they're like, "Yeah, that ain't happening."
Yeah,
we didn't do anything to her.
I think she was confusing the mayor with when we would call our man Joel the mayor. Yeah, and so we would sometimes say the mayor said, and she's probably like, "I didn't say anything," and then whatever. Sometimes it's like Nebraska said, right? We do it to ourselves. We should have been more specific. It's a different mayor that we're talking about. That's Mayor Joel, not Mayor Gene. Can we say Gene, or is that disrespectful?
Mayor Gene, or just Gene Stothard?
Mayor Gene. Is Mayor Gene?
I think you could call her Mayor Gene. Doesn't she want to know that?
I don't know, man. It's kind of a generational name. Maybe she just owns it. I don't know very many Genes.
We're not going there, Chance.
Wow.
This is not going to be a political show today. We just build up volleyball. Now we're just tearing down the government.
Hey, back to Bergen Riley. How's she doing on the how's she doing on the national level?
But I think there should be, like, they're just like Krispy Kreme. There should be a light on when the mayor's in town. I mean, if you're gonna tie it into Nebraska football, she's good at the beginning of the month.
Wow.
It's just we got to find a way for her to finish in town at the end of the month. Isn't that how it goes? Am I doing this right, news talkers out there?
Yeah. You got to pound the rock, something like that.
We could just, what
we got to commit to the ground game. Too much air travel. Got to commit to the ground game.
Do you think when issues come up, like dealing with the director of health, that she has problem tackling that?
Yeah, she's got to bring her hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what kind of leverage do you think she has when it comes to handling other parts of the Omaha City government?
I don't know. It's like you got to shoot your shot, right? You got to pick your spot and go. Right, can't be tentative, can't be whiffing out in the open. Right, you gotta. You can't see it, you can't be it. Keep your head up.
Now, how do you think that when she runs the city of Omaha, and she's got some key figures that do a lot of stuff for her to benefit the city, like how do you develop depth? Because it seems like a lot of the decision makers, not named the mayor, are involved in a lot of things. So you got to develop depth.
Well, yeah, I mean, something that you can sustain, like long drives, right? Too much of the quick game, in, out, like you got to commit to the drive and chew clock, right? I mean, quick game, I'm not sure how sustainable that is in the long haul. Got to commit to something just to establish some sort of an identity.
What do you think? Like if one of her, maybe she has like a circle of advisors, and they would call them captains. What happens if one of those captains is away and somebody that is new in the city of Omaha government steps up and performs really, really well? Does that person not get the frontline job? Does the young person that stepped up and made key decisions Did they get to move up?
I don't know. It just makes for good competition, right? I mean, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I'm sure they all sit around and they go against each other.
Yeah.
It's just-
Rising tide, lift
Yeah.
all positions.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right, 6:28. Sharp and betting in the morning. A little bit later, Brandon Vogel is going to join us. You're always welcome to join the conversation.
Is that it for today?
As I know, hey,
Man.
hey, right now, half the show's here, half the show's out.
Lord have mercy.
951-1620. You can always hit us up on the
Let's make it up, I guess.
the Les Hills Harley Davidson hotline. Okay, so you got the NFL starting tomorrow. We got our picks later on in the show. You got a full weekend of college football, including Alabama, Texas, where since 2008, Alabama is 50. I wrote this down because I was like, whoa, 53-0 in non-conference games since 2008 is Alabama.
I did find it interesting. You just said that both Creighton and Nebraska, this won't define them this game or this match. Sounds a lot like Sarkisian approaching out this Alabama game. It's not going to define Texas. The goal is to be in Dallas. I don't know if Texas fans love that talk. I don't think he's tucking.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to set the perspective. He doesn't want this one game to define them a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks out where people still let it linger. But it's Texas, and they should be in a situation where, they don't let Alabama hand off the baton. Stick.
But you know what? Mike Norvell did a good job of tampering that down after they beat LSU.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a realist. I mean, he understands like that was an okay team they beat. Just an okay team.
I mean, are we gonna have this discussion next week when Nebraska plays a significant non-conference game? Hey, that'll define our program. And in Nebraska's case, with where they're currently at, you probably give more credence to when someone says something like that. Yeah. Now, I know the head coach will never say that.
Wow.
But 53-0. Well, I just don't think. I don't think you go there because you're going to look at bigger picture down the road. But that's next week. We still got to talk about Georgia Southern. We're not on to Oklahoma yet. But Alabama's 53-0 non-conference since 2008, and they're a big favorite for the sultry, steamy game at 11 a.m. in Austin.
Wait, sultry and steamy, is it?
Is that the same thing?
Are we still talking about sports?
Yeah. Sultry, steamy, sensual. Chances in the peanut gallery today.
Yeah, and don't give him the green light. He's got a little free time on his hands. Who knows what we're going to get from back in the old audience?
I just want Chance to make it hour by hour. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, because Chance is like putting in a lot of time.
Yeah, Chance is weird. Okay, so we're trying to keep that to a minimum.
How would you define weird?
Have you not? He just showed you a picture of a mare on a milk carton, and he just uttered the word sensual for no good darn reason.
I call him quirky.
Okay, well, semantics.
You can always email us into the Equitable Bank inbox, Gary or Damon at 1620thezone.com or on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. At Gary Sharp 1620 at Damon Betting. We'll give our NFL picks a little bit later, a day ahead of, again, and what could be just an incredible, wide open NFL season with storylines galore. So we will dive into all of that as we roll till 10. You got a volleyball thought, you got a football thought, and what would actually get Mark Whipple to be upset? What would it take for Mark Whipple to be upset?
He's just too savvy.
Just call him. He's 65 years old. He's looking at the future.
Been there, done that.
Be back in Arizona where he doesn't have to wear shoes at all.
Yeah.
Be nice and calm.
Paid handsomely.
Keep calm. Keep whipping on. I've already copyrighted that. Do not steal that T-shirt idea.
All we need is a miracle. Isn't that what you said?
Well, because I'm looking at, he's like a half dollop.
That's a different kind of spread, though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Be a different kind of spread.
See, look at if he was a player, look at the name, image, likeness.
Well, would it be better than Bijan Mustard?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, does he have a deal with like sports cars and stuff? What would Whipple get? How about Rotella's, like bread? A little Miracle Whipple on your Rotella's bread?
When we run the spread, I like to put it on Rotella's. This is perfect.
I don't know if you've seen his contract lately. I don't think he needs any NIL deals.
You would say that his bread from Nebraska is
Yeah,
okay.
he's getting good cake.
Would you say that Trev buttered his bread?
He sure did.
Yeah. Speaking of name, image, likeness,
Let's just hope it's not toast.
I have some intel. Not only is DeColdis Crawford did the NIL with SOS, he wears gear all the time. All the time. It's too bad. I mean, it's unfortunate in the current situation with the wide receivers, he's not available.
Stay geared up.
I mean, he's leaning into it. Let everybody know who you are.
Stay thirsty, my friend. Traps. There's traps.
Well, I thought you were just going to stop there with the
no.
Okay.
No.
You had to add the trap part of it.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello.
We've covered it all here in the first 20 minutes of show.
All we're missing is 1738. Although I would probably pass.
In your current state.
Yeah. I prefer a little more clear. Cloudy clear. It's like fitting in the run game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cloudy clear. You see it, fit it. Or in this case, drink it.
Alignment assignment and go get it. Sharp betting in the morning, 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show.
The media asks about how it's going with play calling all the time, and every freaking time he says it's hard. He said at Big Ten Media Days, it's sad. He needs to stop because everybody knows it's really, really difficult for him, but they need to get past that hump, and that's just one of the things. Like, can he grow into the role? Of course you can. You can get better as a head coach. Can he get better as a head coach? Can he grow into it?
The Connor Happer Show, weekdays from 10 to 2 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
The sunny skies will continue for your Wednesday with temperatures topping in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Here in Omaha, I'm tracking a high temperature of 89 degrees. For tonight, temperatures will cool into the mid-60s, even warmer for your Thursday. I'm tracking a high of 92 with mostly sunny conditions. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect a little bit of slowdown from 192nd to 175th along Center. And then along 204th, be prepared for a little bit of slowdown near Q Street. And if you're traveling northbound along the JFK, be prepared for some minor delays near 25th and Q Street. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic was brought to you by Fernando's.
Come on, when was the last time you had your Fernando's fix? It doesn't get any better than lunch, dinner, carry-out, even catering from Fernando's. Get your Fernando's fix. 114th and Dodge, 75th and Pacific, and FernandosOmaha.com.
There are actually two kinds of cigars. The first is the one you smoke with beloved family and friends. The second, the one you enjoy with friends you've just met. And you'll find both at Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge. At Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, there's a well-stocked humidor with some of the best bands from around the world and a bar with your favorite cocktails and other drinkables. So what do you say? Which cigar will you be enjoying tonight? Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 and 48th Street next to Cubby's.
Here are your 3 Chop House cheeseburgers. Enjoy your Sonic.
Do you think they need to bring them to us on like a fancy tray, like like a platter? We need a maitre d'.
Yes, Joffrey, I'll take another, please.
Heavy on the Chop House, please. An aioli.
Elevate your taste buds with the all-new Sonic Chop House cheeseburger, decadently layered with crispy onion strings and covered in a creamy Chop House aioli. For a limited time, only at Sonic. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Can't wait for Vallis Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard's September 23rd fall opening? Well then, come to the Cider and Sunflower Festival September 9th, 10th, and 11th. Vallis Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard is open 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, with fireworks on Friday and Sundays till 9 p.m. Season passes will be accepted during this festival weekend, and you can purchase individual tickets online and at the gate. So come on out to the Cider and Sunflower Festival September 9th, 10th, and 11th at Vallis Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard, Gretna, Nebraska.
The Salvation Army Croc Center Omaha is at the center of it all. From a full range of fitness activities to youth programs to community spaces and more, there's no better place in the metro for the whole family. Now we're inviting you to join in the fun and enjoy summer savings while they last. Sign up now during our membership drive and we'll waive the registration fee. The Croc Center is just moments away from the Kennedy Freeway and Q Street. So join today. Go to omahacroc.org for more information. That's omahakroc.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. It is time for the beginning of the NFL season, and the NFL and FanDuel Sportsbook are synonymous. America's #1 sportsbook, the FanDuel Sportsbook, and they're kicking off week 1 with a no-sweat bet for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer or if you already have an account. It's in it for you, too. You'll get free bets back if you don't win. So let's say you want to bet on your team. Your team's the Chiefs in week 1 against the Cardinals. You don't have to just bet them on the spread. You don't have to just bet them on the money line. You could go inside the game, check out any one of the player props they have. You could parlay it with another one, and boom, you got yourself a bet. This is for everyone, but if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, just sign up with promo code HAPPER to get started. Promo code HAPPER, HAPPER. Either way, celebrate the return of football season with a no-sweat bet during week 1. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, Marty McFly maybe has the start of the tweet of the day at Gary Sharp 1620 at David Benning, and our discussion about the mayor of Omaha. I wish she would commit to the ground game and fix these potholes.
Says De La Soul moment. That's actually pretty funny. That got him a retweet. I laughed. Not bad, not bad.
They should have tagged the mayor on it.
Yeah, so
because they still have the
how's their social media game? Is it pretty strong? Do you think she? You know, some people just hand their phone over and say, "Fix this." Do you think she does her own tweeting?
Well, let me look right here. It doesn't appear to be that way.
No. So the social media game is just kind of subpar?
It does. It looks like she has not tweeted since March 16, 2019.
Whoa, 2019?
Yeah, I think this is
Oh
her.
my, what?
Yeah, it says it's not a verified account.
Now the mayor should have a verified account.
But it's not a
I mean, she is the mayor.
Yeah, I think that is yeah, that's her. She has not tweeted since March 16th of 2019.
Oh, we got to get her back on the social media game.
Well, let me tell her there's been a lot of stuff that's happened since March 16th, 2019.
Yeah. A ton.
Mm-hmm. Stuff that would involve like her.
Yeah, we went through a pandemic.
That she would tweet out. Yeah, the last thing she was the flood in 2019. People forget about that flood in 2019, except for people that lived along the Platte and elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back in. Sharp Betting in the morning.
So it's not time to stick to sports.
Oh, we're going to weave a lot of different things in here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all our guests?
Yes. Ed Orgeron.
He's not one of our guests.
That would be great if he was one of our guests.
Why? So we could say what?
Well, daggers.
Why did he keep popping up on my social media all last week?
Well,
it was the picture with his friend. I assume they were friends. Well, she could have been a stranger. Sometimes it's better that way.
Was it the picture of him?
Yeah,
laying down.
Okay,
yeah, that's old.
But why did that resurface?
I'm not sure. But yesterday he was in the news because he was at the Little Rock, I think it's called the Quarterback Club in Arkansas, and he was talking about his buyout, which was $17.1 million.
It's good. That's the good life. Forget the whole Nebraska thing. Now that's the good life. I wish somebody paid me $17 million to go away. I would disappear like the Unabomber. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about seeing ODB anywhere. I'd take my $17 million. I go figure it out, put a little in the ground with a shovel, and just, I don't know, go get an RV, hire a driver for about $18 an hour. Nah, because then the money will go fast. Because that's not really generational money. But I'm old.
Yeah.
So I won't need it for very long. Break the kids off a little. I'll be good. See you in about 10, 15 years. Get off the grid.
Okay. And you probably still have some money left.
Yeah.
So
I'd blow it on food.
And dog food.
Good food.
Dog food.
Yeah, dog. I'd take the dogs, that's for sure. They got to roll. The dogs are I take the dogs with me.
Hey, rest of the family, sorry.
Yeah, on your own.
So he was in the news yesterday. So it's the Little Rock Touchdown Club.
17.1, huh?
Okay, so this is some of his quotes. We'll try and find the audio. So he's talking about his time at LSU, and
hey, Chance. I don't know if you know this, but that's pretty loud. What would you like to share with all of us, or are you good back there?
Hey, David.
God, that's how it sounds. Good Lord.
So they win the national championship in 19 with one of the best football teams ever in college football history, and then COVID hit, and they just went south. And they quickly moved on. That AD at LSU. I mean, I do believe that if Brian Kelly at least makes it through the first year, he might be okay. But that first year is going to be rough in Baton Rouge. But Brian Kelly's doing good. He's got, 90% of his contract is guaranteed. So Orgeron.
And why is Kelly mad with the media? Grow up, bud.
There's some more to that yesterday,
yeah.
but I think Brian Kelly has trouble delivering a joke. We all have that friend that likes to be funny and they just don't know how to deliver a joke.
Yeah.
And you're
it's all in the delivery.
Yeah. You go, okay. And then they go, that was supposed to be funny. And they're like, you gotta be better delivering a joke. So Orgeron is in Little Rock, Arkansas, the other day. And he said, I'm so grateful for my time at LSU. That was my opportunity. Coaches get a shelf life. Some coaches get 50 years. Some coaches get 12. Mine was 6. Good. Now, you do recall there was a time when we thought that Ed Orgeron was going to join Mike Riley's staff.
Or was it Coach Pelini's?
I thought it was Mike Riley. Didn't he come down? He was a speaker
at the coaches clinic.
Yeah. And he had during spring practice one year, he had his own press conference at the Hawks Championship Center. And people are like, are you coming here? I can't even do the person. So then he talks more. This is classic Orgeron, who when Lee Corso moves off a game day, you're trying to find who's going to hit that seat. I'm thinking Orgeron. Pat McAfee now is a full-time member of Game Day. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So they got beat. They beat Florida 49-42. He was publicly fired then. Quote, I got to tell you, we had a meeting. LSU administrator said, Coach, things are not going well. Orgeron recalled, I said, no crap. Ray Charles could see that, brother. So hey, Jimmy, you got to find the audio for this because I'm not doing this justice, how he delivered this. So talk about delivering, telling a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, no blank. Ray Charles could see that, brother. And Scott Woodward is a friend of mine today. He's the AD at LSU. He said, a lot of respect for the way that they handled me. He said, Coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're going to give it to you. I said, what time you want me to leave and what do you want me out of, brother?
Yeah, hey, that's not a bad deal.
17.1 mil to leave?
Yeah, to go away. Hey, my guy AC said that's about 10 mil after taxes. He says if you couldn't live the rest of your life on 10 mil, you got problems. No, I figured out. I definitely would. I could definitely do it.
You would die and you'd have 9 million left. You're not blowing through.
I'm not blowing through anything. As long as I could enjoy good food, that's really all. And a good shower. Like the bathrooms would have to be clean. I only got a couple prerequisites.
I'm guessing if you have 10 mil, you're going to have a nice bathroom.
Yeah.
You might even have a bidet.
But I will never, ever, 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 ever be house poor. Ever. I don't want to be committed to that. I'd rather eat good. It's weird, right? The simple pleasures.
That's just you.
I'm serious, man. Good food is important. Don't ever undersell good food. Well, from a lot of people, it's overrated, but not for your guy.
I would never say that good food is overrated. I think maybe to some it's not as high a priority.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else you got? Some people enjoy nice tennis shoes. I like good food.
I like traveling. I like going to games.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of out on the traveling thing. I could take it or leave it. Especially the last 2 years. Has anybody told you a good travel story? Even teams get caught up traveling and they charter.
Utah.
Yeah, what the world was that?
They had a stay overnight in Gainesville.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. our good friend Jacob Bigelow, who went to the Ohio State Notre Dame game, had all kinds of nightmare travel getting to Columbus from Omaha. He said coming back it was smooth.
Hey, so I was just going back through the vault yet last night, trying to catch up on some old games because Saturdays are pretty hectic at the high school level. So there isn't a lot of college football watching until late at night, right? I think in a loss, Notre Dame maybe had the most impressive performance, in my opinion, over the weekend, given what we thought Ohio State was offensively. Now, and I say this, some of that was on Ohio State because I thought that they would roll late. I thought it would be tight, and then, it would snowball on Notre Dame. I could see it have been like 24, 28, and it almost got there late, right?
It did.
But Notre Dame's ability to play multiple coverages, keep things in front, and they hit. And they have some holes on offense, right?
Yeah.
It's a skill spot. They're not super dynamic.
I thought Tommy Reese with those holes did a good job in the first half of play calling.
Yeah. So it was I like them. I liked Florida. It's gonna be an interesting college football season because I don't know if it's early, and maybe Georgia will be that team, maybe Bama will be that team. But I think there's a lot of teams. You know who was sneaky good? I don't know if you went back and watched any of it. Man, Michigan looked good defensively. Yeah. I mean, those sons of guns were flying the heck around.
And I think whoever they figure out at quarterback, they're going to be fine there.
It's not going to be McNamara.
I mean, I think the guy that's starting this weekend, J.J. McCarthy, is going to be their guy. I mean, he looks their quarterback spot's going to be okay.
And I think they just need to be more dynamic. And I think Harbaugh thinks they need to be more dynamic. So throw your guy a bone early, and he knows what time it is. You saw what that got you last year.
I think in the opening weekend, and there's some teams where, like Iowa, for example, Iowa historically gets better as the season goes along. There's no way offensively they can be that bad. Now, are they going to make a huge jump? Probably not, but they're not going to be that bad. But as a team, they usually get better as the season goes along, and that's scary on the other side of the ball with that defense. But I think after the first weekend, I look through teams, whether they be, juggernauts or teams that are on the cusp. You showed what you can be or what you already have. That's the two groups of the opening weekend of college football. You show what you can be, or you showed what you already have. And that's who you're going to be, with a tweak here or there. And that's how I look at week number 1.
There's not a lot I can do with that because I feel you safely covered all of how sports go.
Well, I mean,
you either show what you have or who you're gonna be. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that?
You're a crap team week 1. All of a sudden, week 10, you're going to look completely different. Like, just all of a sudden, going to wake up and 9 games later are going to look like a world beater.
You better hope that's the team in Lincoln.
Well, so let's play this game with the team in Lincoln after 2 games. Have they shown what they can be or what they already are?
Probably closer to what they already are. But I will say this with a little caveat. I do think they have some key young guys that, if they get better, make them considerably better. And I don't mean considerably better like run through the Big Ten. I mean considerably better than where they are now.
Can I suggest one guy? Because in our Fun with the Mayor, which should be a segment on the show, Fun with the Mayor, would she do it in person or would it be on the phone?
I don't know. Do you think she has much of a sense of humor?
I don't know. We'll bring it out of her.
What do we just do? Stand up?
Oh, maybe she'll laugh.
She didn't seem like the jokey type.
Okay, well, I mean, this could help her image. Being on Sharp and Betting in the Morning.
Wow, there was a marriage joke in there, but I'm gonna let that ride.
So I use the inner circle person.
Wait a minute.
Step aside.
I just thought of something.
Okay,
we buried the lead. Is this guy really wearing an Astros t-shirt in this studio?
Yeah.
Jimmy, are we serious with that right now?
Yeah, we are serious with that.
I that just dawned on me that my man is wearing the Cheaters jersey.
Everybody was doing it. They're just the ones who got
you're
caught.
that guy.
I'm that guy.
This would be fun.
Everybody was doing it, so why aren't we? I can't believe that's your
And it didn't work because they lost 4 home games in the World Series, so they obviously didn't cheat hard enough.
Tell that to Clayton Kershaw.
17 is still kind of rough around here.
Is that your favorite team?
It was, yeah.
Wait,
oh, it still is.
Whoa,
It still
whoa,
is. Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought we had one of those guys.
Coffee had
I know
kicked
we were
in
about
yet.
ready to jump on him.
Got to stay with it.
That
And
still
plus,
is.
you're old enough where you don't have to team jump.
No.
Right. All right. So you're an Astros guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I grew up
very-
going to games in the Dome, so
Well,
they were very bad back then.
Numbnuts over here thinks they're the best team in the AL, so maybe you guys got a chance.
I went out on a limb.
Well,
I said it while the
actually,
Yankees were
yeah,
struggling,
actually, you
where the
kind
Yankees
of
were playing really
actually
well.
you kind of did.
Yeah.
But by the way, speaking of the Stankies, are you watching the Rays?
Yeah.
Boy, their creep game is strong. They cut it to 4.
Yeah, we already in New York. You have Met sweat because now they're not. In
They're
first place.
tied. Now the Braves aren't looking back.
And then you might have Yanks sweat.
Yeah, that would be the Stankies. But the I don't understand how Tampa Bay is doing it.
And they have a knack every year for getting hot down the stretch.
It's like, where's Waldo with the roster?
Well, remember they also
Wander
have,
can't even get right in rehab,
they
and
just
it doesn't even matter.
So they just shut him down in rehab. And remember,
for the second time.
Remember, their best pitcher, an all-star, is out for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Yep.
It's the culture. It's the cash culture.
I don't even know why you use that word on this show. We're not supposed to use that.
Oh, the Rays can use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an organizational thing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't understand.
Yeah, we wouldn't understand. All right, back to your original thing about a newcomer. So I kind of use this a little bit in our fun with Gene.
Dude, who doesn't go Big Eddie get cameos with? Isn't he wild? My man has got a Coors, a hot dog, and the mayor.
In a picture. So you gotta give some clarification there. On
He's
that.
grow up, would you?
Well, I mean, some people like just tune in and they're like, "Oh my god, you're talking about having." I've seen, yeah, he sent me this picture before.
Yeah, he's nuts.
He's going to be our official TikToker guy. So let me present this, and then we'll go to break because we can discuss it on the other side. The young guy that this actually would be, I think, a positive for Nebraska if Ernest Hausman moves up and takes over. He's got a golden opportunity.
Well, wait a minute. Who's he supplanting?
Well, you have a captain.
Who's he supplanting?
You have a captain who's on the sidelines due to injuries, not coming back anytime.
He can play with a
soon.
club.
Well, we're going to see. But what if you have a healthy guy who you have a belief that is a future at one of those positions, all of a sudden grabs it, and what you saw last Saturday, this Saturday he's better and continues to get better?
It's a Jerky Boys reference in there. Should I bring my club? Except I don't think he said club. Thank you.
I mean, I don't want to say that, Henrich is in danger of being Wally Pipp, but that would be a great development for Nebraska.
That might be the most and you said some nonsensical things. That may be the most nonsensical thing you've ever said on this show.
Well, a guy is out for an extended period of time.
There's not a snowball's chance in heck Ernest Hausman supplants Nick Henrich in 2022, even with a nub.
It'd be a great development. If
it would be fantastic, but at like for Ernest, but Nebraska would be in trouble if that happened.
In the current state with Ernest Hausman and his
now good on Ernest if that
number.
were to happen, but how? I mean, is Nick just going to shut it down?
They're not going to shut it down, but I mean, whoever is playing inside linebacker at Nebraska, they have to be better. They have not been great in the first 2 games as a whole group. They've got to be better. And so the best guys are going to need to play.
How is the deuce getting so few snaps? Maga Clement.
Good question.
I kind of wonder. I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Because Kolarvik got a lot of his snaps against North Dakota.
Hey, so since everybody and their sister from colleges will be in attendance on Friday night, and Coach Rude will be there with one other guest appearance from a coach. You think would that be appropriate if we have a game to play to ask about rotation at the inside linebacker. Can you just see Coach Ridden saying, "Hey, Coach, hey man, talk to me about, walk me through what other low hanging fruit can I pick to start the conversation? What do you think? Talk about? What about what do you think? No, because
That's kind of leading.
You think I could do that?
I think about, we've had 15 at a linebacker spot before in Nebraska.
And when
What
would
about
we
the
do
current
that?
15?
Like during warmups?
That'd be really weird because he's probably going to slide in.
What if he looked at me
The
deadpan,
guest that he's bringing to the game, probably they're going to slide in a little bit late.
deadpan straight face and said, "Don't you have a game to coach?" I'd be like, "Ooh, burn." that may hurt my feelings.
Yeah, but
I just make it small talk.
Yeah, but it's all about the show. Show comes first. We got to have content for the show. And clarification.
Yeah, I don't. But I do wonder though.
Well, you got your answer. Saturday, Kolarvik played a lot more at his natural position.
Yeah, he's an inside guy. I don't
And you
think
found your two nickels. You got one that's solid, that's growing, and then you got another one who you just need to get on the field. And Javen Wright.
Yeah.
But Gifford's a dude. And that's not a surprise to anybody. I mean, that was a two-way player at Southeastern, was really good on both sides of the ball, and he's got some nice DNA. So if you're Kolarvik and you're like, okay, we like him, can we find a spot? Well, let's put him back at inside linebacker. We tried. We got our answer. He's better to us here than he is out there. But as a result, a guy that we've been waiting for didn't play much. The snap count for Saturday was really odd because Nebraska had a wide receiver where you really liked against Northwestern. Isaiah, you didn't really see much of.
Yeah, I don't know how good he feels.
And that's what I thought when I was watching the game is he's dinged up because I think he only played 23 snaps and I don't know if he had a target at all, so he may have been dinged up. But that goes back to a conversation we had yesterday. Is there are certain position groups where through 2 games things are starting to play itself out. Like Nebraska made a huge adjustment in terms of distribution of snaps on the interior defensive line.
Yeah. And Coach Chins, he take him at his word, right? He said, those guys, and he was talking about Drew and Wynn, upon further review, had earned the right for no snaps. Now, apparently, he was talking about Wynn, but
who I think had the third most snaps.
Yeah.
I think Robinson had 38 and Wynn. Well, Wynn was like 29. Drew was 33.
Ty Robinson's got to tackle better. Got
to be better up the middle.
Oh, if
Catcher,
they're gonna
second base, shortstop, center field.
Understood.
Wild how that just is, regardless of sport, straight up the middle.
Yeah.
Be good. Good things happen. All right, 7 o'clock. Coming up later down the road, Brandon Vogel will stop by from Hell Varsity. We'll give our picks in the AFC and the NFC and Super Bowl pick. Is yours going to be like, okay, yeah, that's obvious? Or you got a wrench?
It's kind of chalky.
I hope we don't have the same Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not going to overthink it. Huh? Now, I did a little bit with a couple of division winners, but not like hot takes like Hausman could supplant Nick Henrich. That's not happening. I don't think you understand what that would mean for that defense. They would be in big trouble. He's a captain, for Pete's sake.
I know he is.
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't that what Bo would say?
I'm playing the best guys. If he has proven to me that over the course of time as the season goes along that he's more valuable to us on the field than off, I'm going to find a way to get him on the field.
It's funny how that whole play the best players thing has come up again. It's one of the very few fan bases that I can remember that is lamenting and clamoring for a guy when the guys ahead of him are actually playing well. It's strange.
Well, this whole
I'm
strange because it's game by game, not hey, let's look down the road.
And I'm Team Ramir.
From that side of the ball.
I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but in that case, to me, the guy ahead of him is the guy. I mean, there's no wiggle room right now for that door to open.
And I'm not just riding with it because he's a former teammate, but I'm kind of with Coach Frost. I'm not anointing. And I was told last night, I cannot refer to Anthony Grant as AG. There's only one AG, and that was Amon Green. So I will no longer refer to Anthony Grant as AG. I think the dimer, let's just call him dimer, 10.
Terrible.
Well, yeah, you call 5s nickels. I'm gonna wait on that a little bit. Watched a lot of film. I'm gonna wait on that a little bit. There's a lot to like, but I'm not there yet. And historically, I'm tough on running backs.
And that's fair. He's played 2 games at Nebraska.
Yeah.
And he's
very, very busy in the hole. I'm not sure if there's long-term sustainability.
Yeah. And if you go into watching film with that mindset, there's stuff in the North Dakota game you're not going to like.
Yeah. No, I'm
too much wasted energy.
That's a good way to put it. Now, spectacular in some other areas, though. But he's having to work really, really hard. But how about how it was kind of intimated, not even intimated, that those number of carries, low 20, low 20, that's where they want to keep him. Ain't going to be any more than that.
Well, first of all, that's a jump to say Nebraska has an RB1 that's a 20-plus carry guy.
Well, that was the number all offseason. Could they get a 20-plus carry guy? Remember I did all the numbers in my head at 5 per and getting to 1,000 and all of that? Yeah.
Which in a Frost offense, to having a 20-carry guy is a jump.
Oh, yeah. Who's the most he's had? Ozigbo with 155?
He never had a guy that had 20 carries a game on average at UCF. Maybe
No. I'm talking about at number. We don't we don't do the central. We don't do that thing anymore. We don't even bring it up.
I just did. I believe of Zigbo.
If I could reach you, I would slap your hand.
Except for a quarterback. But we don't have quarterbacks that run the ball anymore.
You're a child.
No, we don't. It's just that's the fact. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Keep calm and keep whipping on. All right, sharp and betting in the morning. I got
that better than Miracle.
It's a $50.
Miracle.
No.
Yes. Miracle.
I worked for them.
It's not. It's not Miracle. It's not Miracle. It's Miracle.
Miracle.
Why? It's not Mare. I know you're stuck on, politics. It's not Mare.
Not Miracle Eyes?
No.
I guess I'm not hearing what you're hearing.
Yeah, well, wouldn't be the first time.
True that. Sharp betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
Omaha's most listened to all sports radio station. Again and again and again. 1620 The Zone.
Psst, come here. I got a secret weapon that'll make your family happy. Real happy.
It's my new caramel toffee cookie combo. My big chocolate chip cookie covered with caramel and toffee bits. Add any medium specialty pizza piled high with the best toppings and loads of mozzarella on top. Plus any medium one-topping pizza. Caramel toffee cookie combo.
Order now.
Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Husker football season is underway, and my friends at Tickets for Less are here for all your Husker ticketing needs, home and away. You want to secure tickets for the next game, or you need to sell your seats for a future game, Tickets for Less can help. Shop the best selection of Husker tickets now at ticketsforless.com, or you can call and order over the phone at 402-398-1999. If you love your Huskers and saving money, ticketsforless.com should be your go-to spot with no per-ticket fees. You can always save big over the competition. Shop today at ticketsforless.com.
It's time to finally kick off week 1 of the NFL, and you can do so with the FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today and get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed. All you have to do is place your first $5 bet using promo code HAPPER to get in on the action. It's easy to turn game day into payday all season long. Jump into any one of these week 1 matchups that we have, or you could parlay a couple of them together. together. You could jump in, cook yourself up a nice little same game parlay if you're feeling it as well. For instance, I sort of like fading some of the bad teams. Let's take a look at the Seattle Seahawks. They got Russell Wilson coming back into town. Maybe you like the Broncos. Play your way and bet on more than just the final score. You can wager on everything: touchdowns, total yards, catches, the individual props. They're all fantastic at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code HAPPER. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit. Because shed happens.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. You'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Sharpen betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
Hey, do I have
All right, quick email in the Equitable Bank inbox before we close things out.
Just talking. It's live radio. I'm not used to Jimmy's one of those new producers that likes to control the mic, and I'm not used to that. So he had turned me on.
I like to control.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Either one.
I actually prefer like you do it. I had one producer that didn't enjoy it, and Chance did, and you can too. It's better that way. The less responsibility I have, the better I am.
Your little thing just flew over his head, so that's good. You're off to a good start.
Depends on what kind of sense of humor he has.
Oh, it's all
enough that I'm keeping my mouth shut during this mayor stuff because I haven't been long enough.
Been
here long enough to.
That's right. That's okay. She hasn't
touch that with a tip.
Hey, so
no, that's your walk off. Let's just go to break. This is the hour's over.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
1620 The Zone traffic.
From LeBurton, AC, heating, plumbing, and more. Time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdowns along the JFK from 25th and Q Street all the way to Chandler Road. Then along westbound I-80, be prepared for some significant slowdown near 144th. And on Center, be prepared for some minor delays from 192nd to 175th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Everyone knows Saul's pays top dollar for your gold, but Saul's pays cash on the spot for your precious metals too. Silver, gold, platinum, coins, bars. Who wants to wait to get paid? Get to Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Saul's Jewelry and Loan. You'll find it all at Saul's Jewelry.
Buy your next vehicle your way from anywhere with Woodhouse. Start your journey online at woodhouse.com. Easily shop all new and pre-owned inventory, explore payment options, and apply for financing. Ready to purchase? Schedule your new vehicle for pickup from the dealership or have it delivered to your driveway. Need a little extra help in determining your perfect vehicle? Our knowledgeable and local dealerships can guide you to the vehicle that best matches your needs. Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse, a trusted auto partner since 1975.
Hey, Olivia, what do you think when you think of Jones Bros Cupcakes and Cafe?
I think, can we go now?
Jones Bros is famous for award-winning cupcakes. Our cafe is delicious for breakfast and lunch, too.
Try French macarons.
And our light bulb boba drinks.
And our ice cream.
And our coffee and lattes.
And our croissant donuts.
We cater, too. Come see us at Jones Bros Cupcakes and Cafe in Exarban Village.
Come on, let's go.
This is Scott Schultz from Host Coffee. 2022 marks our 50th year and business has never been better. We continue to grow and add new customers. Many employers are looking for new ideas for their staff as people return to the office. Our pantry service is a great office amenity for staff and guests. Fresh food, snacks, coffee, water, and other beverages for employees and guests. Enhance your office experience with pantry service from Host Coffee. Learn more at hostcoffee.net.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. You'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Fantasy football isn't just a game. It's a way of life. And with the NFL Fantasy app, your life just got way better. Get all the touchdowns, fantasy points, and bragging rights all in one place. It's free and easy to play. Just sign up and draft. Optimize your lineup with one click and watch exclusive player stories. From the stars you know to sleepers who can win you your league. NFL Fantasy. We live for this. Download the NFL Fantasy app today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
All right, welcome back in. We have regained control of our own social media account. To apologize if anybody's been offended here in the last hour. It has not been our nubs that have been on the keyboard with our Sharp and Benning Twitter account. Chance, good job. You're welcome. Deleting stuff after we see it.
Chance is just trying to scorch earth this whole place. He's going to leave his fingerprint on this. All right.
Next thing he's going to tweet out, he's going to tweet at Keegan Johnson like most Iowa fans are and saying, hey, you in the portal? That escalated. He's injured. He's not going to play against Iowa State this weekend. So people think, and he's been dinged up for a bit.
Yeah.
People are speculating that he's going to be in the portal. I'm like, I don't think so. I think we're waiting. We're waiting in Iowa City.
I do think this is a pivotal year
yes.
for him in his future.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely a pivotal year for him in his future.
But Iowa fans have gone all in on what is up with Keegan Johnson. Now, he's not going to play this weekend. And Iowa State play.
You definitely need that guy.
Iowa has won 6 in a row. The Clones have not won in Iowa City since 14. Now, here's a couple of other nuggets. You like my nuggets, especially on a Wednesday nugget.
No.
You like my nuggets.
I'm not a real Nuggets guy. They're okay. I mean, they're okay. I would eat them if I had to.
You're eating them if your daughter is sitting there at the table eating.
Yeah, she has a couple left. I may just eat them because I don't like for things to go to waste.
Yeah, they look like dinosaurs, so you eat them.
You know what? She's not rocking the dinosaur ones anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought all the young kids like dinosaurs.
Yeah, she got in, got out. We bought some ones that look like alphabet letters. She's like, yeah, but no. So.
Okay, so she's growing up. She's going to become a little picky.
She's 4, right? So I'm getting ready this morning. She just opens the door like sleepy. She's kind of weeble wobbling. She goes to the bathroom. She's done. Goes back in, closes the door. Didn't say one word. Like she's 30. It's like, well, what's up, Zoe? All right, hi, bye.
She's 4 going on 12.
Yeah, scared the heck out of me. Nobody's up but the dog. So it was like, what is going on?
So the Iowa State line, in the summer, it was like around 13, and now it's 3.5.
13? I never saw that. Are you making up stuff?
No, Brian Edwards was on our show.
13?
And said it was 13 when it first came out, like back in the early spring.
Yeah, there's no way. Is there?
So 2 things about that game.
Who was favored?
Iowa.
13?
He said it was 13. Now it's 3.5. 3.5 makes a lot more sense. And 3.5 would have made 3.5 to 6 would have made sense back in the spring. But they may have been saying, all right, there's no Purdy, there's no Hall, there's no Mike Rose. But in this game, so Iowa State, if Matt Campbell is like going to go through the coaching cycle in the offseason, this is like a pivotal game. Selling Matt Campbell is relatively easy. It gets easier to sell Matt Campbell when he has a season where people are like, are you rebuilding? Yet he rolls out Hunter Deckers. He's got Hutchinson.
Dude, they're not favored against a team that didn't score an offensive touchdown.
So that's why, and he's never beaten Kirk since he's been in Ames. But if you're trying to sell to your fan base like a Matt Campbell, hey, this guy we're pursuing, you know everything about him. He's a great motivator. He's an A-plus dude. Oh, by the way, he also beat Iowa this year on the road as an underdog. That helps your cause a little bit more. But for Iowa State and Matt Campbell, this is a pivotal game because you look at Iowa and go, oh, all right. It's going to take the world coming to an end before they make a change at quarterback. We got a chance here. But there's a couple of little nuggets with this game. One, Iowa State has not forced an Iowa turnover since 2015 in this game.
Yeah.
And if you are a betting man or woman or you're both, the under has hit 17 of the last 20 at Kinnick Stadium. 17 of the last 20, the under is hit at Kinnick Stadium.
Well, what is it this week? About 39?
I saw 41. Maybe double check that on FanDuel.
Wow, I was kind of joking. For a college game and 2 Power 5 teams, that's crazy.
I mean,
that's
you're
not Wisconsin and
Iowa.
Iowa.
Thinking a game in the teens.
Apparently.
But we get Deckers against Petrus for the Iowa State game, which pretty important game for Iowa State.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Deckers looked good. They were playing Southeast Missouri State. Petrus looked the same. He was 14-6 as a starter.
Was he finished like 11-25, right? Something like that.
Yeah. What would you think it would take for them to make a change at quarterback?
A better player.
That's unsettling.
A better player.
I agree with you, but that's really unsettling if you're like Alex Padilla.
Yeah, but
who has started what 2 or 3
yeah, but he's
games
had
this
every
year?
opportunity to take that job. You know, and Coach Ferentz has to look at it like this now. I know what I am defensively. Who gives us the best chance to accentuate how we have to play? I think that's where he's at.
Right
But
now,
he couldn't win. He didn't win. He had every opportunity to win the job.
And right, I'm with you. They've got Petrus now because he's the best for their team, but that's not a good in the quarterback room.
No, I understand.
But it would be one of those things that I think in this case, if a guy is a 3-year starter and you make a change at quarterback, it's tough to go back to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be the end of it. It didn't work out. We gave you every opportunity. You were started 20 games. Now we got to move on. Thanks for the memes.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat in one of their presentations, and I don't know if it was Big Ten player overall, but when they give up less than 17 points, they win like upper 80% of their games. I mean, they know how they have to play.
And there was of all the just stats you went, from the South Dakota State game, I think Iowa's, are they 9? They've won 9 straight games that have been decided by 10 points or less. Not 1 possession games, but 10 points or less.
Oh, you don't make a ton of mistakes. I still, it's not just week 1. It's most games. People typically lose than the other team wins. That's why the turnover the turnover discussion can't even be a thing if that wasn't the case.
No. You go back and if you want to and you want to do this to yourself, man, South Dakota State defensively had a really good game plan.
Yeah, well, they can +1 you.
They had
when
really
you're
good
not
game
making
plan.
plays outside the numbers, it changes the way that you can play defense.
That is, they had no shot against that Iowa defense.
It just you're compromised a little bit, right? When people can make plays vertically in the passing game. It just presents different challenges. Believe me. I'll use this Friday as an example. There are some things that we're willing to concede that we know we're going to give up in lieu of giving up something else. No question. No defense, however many different ones we play can stop everything. There are just some things you just cannot allow.
All right, 951-1620 if you'd like to jump into the conversation. Iowa State coming up in Iowa City. We'll touch more on Nebraska and Georgia Southern as Clay Helton will be in town. Who would have thunk it? That Clay Helton would be coaching in Memorial Stadium and would not be as the head coach of USC.
Well, a lot of people in SC thunk it for like 3 years.
He hung on.
About 2 years into the coaching tenure. They kept trying to run that guy out, and he kept doing just enough to keep his job.
I thought he would maybe take a year off.
Yeah.
I thought he would maybe take a year off, see what was out there. But, he got fired early, so he had a chance to kind of maybe look around the country, and he was available, and he's at Georgia Southern. And now it's Helton against Frost in this game.
Yeah, and Van Treese makes a return to Lincoln, Nebraska. This time he's not with Buffalo,
though. Here is Brian. Good morning, babe.
Good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I got my ears perked up when y'all start talking about the line because, I'm on the lines right now, especially since I hit that 6-teamer this last weekend.
What?
6-teamer on FanDuel. I took all the big numbers. took Wisconsin. Shoot, watch that whoop. I watched UCLA beat down. I forgot who they played. The Goodwill
Bowling
Golden Knights.
Bowling
I can't
Green.
remember, but they whooped up, man. I took all.
Hey,
the
you
points.
dog, you know you were sweating that because that was like 20 some odd, and they got some late trash. I think that was a sweater.
No, the one I was sweating was the Oklahoma State one.
What was the number?
Oh well, they
21, right?
No, I think it was like 30, 33, something around 30. But they had they had scored a touchdown, but it was still enough time left for the other team was moving the ball for them to come down and score a field goal or a touchdown to ruin my parlay. But Oklahoma State went and shut that out and scored 2 more touchdowns. So I appreciate FanDuel and that 6-teamer they helped me get. Can't go wrong. Of course, you know I did not put Nebraska on my parlay because I will not be the gullible sucker this year. Okay, but I want to know. I heard you guys talking about. Who y'all taking this week? Give me one, Gary.
Who am I taking in that game?
Yeah, give me one. I'm gonna add one to the parlay. But before you do that, I was worried because I've been listening to you, and I know how this show is when you make vocabulary that's anywhere around the male genitalia. You keep talking about nuggets. I'm thinking since we're in Nebraska and we deal with corn, you should say kernels. Kernels of information. I don't want them to shut you off the radio for saying something they might contribute to going towards that part of the man body. But that's it, Gary. You guys have a nice day.
I'd be. Would you rather have me say? Would you like some
Kernels? Kernels greater than nuggets.
What about corn nuggets?
No,
that's a thing.
Yeah, it was like if you were in a bar and you tried it once.
Tried what?
Never went to a bar like when you had like corn nuts and in a bowl.
Oh, corn nuts. Okay.
Yeah,
what did you say?
I said corn nuggets, but
no, because that's like the community thing that you like scoop out with your hand.
Yeah, which is not for you.
Yeah.
And as COVID killed the public scooper.
Oh. Yeah. So that's a pass. Although a little snack mix in a nice little your very own bowl, I would indulge in. You'd have to like pour it out of the thing for me, and so I could see where it came from, and I would probably do it.
Like I know you're not I don't think you're a big popcorn guy.
It's okay.
Like
I like cheese.
Like if you've been to the new Polly's over in Exarban Village.
I have not.
Okay, so they got the popcorn popper.
Have we ever had that conversation before? You think I was just in like Midtown? I'm like, hey, Sharpie, I'm in the neighborhood.
I thought we were there one time.
I have
because it was dark and we were like in the corner.
Was that in a dream?
Oh, I think it was like during the day. It was like way back in the day.
It's
when you were single.
I've never been. It wasn't even open then. I've never even been in that building.
Somebody else. I apologize if you're like,
that
was me.
How many black friends do you have? 2?
No.
May's the other guy.
He was in my wedding.
See how that worked out for you?
Well, I didn't get married to him. We're still best friends.
Yeah, okay. I got one for B, but we'll save that for Friday.
Damn ain't gonna be Boise State. So they have a community popcorn popper.
Are they still dead to you? You'll have to get back on them.
They
got a bad New Mexico team coming up.
Dude, they might. There's something.
They got a bad New Mexico team.
Boise State isn't the legit, hey, they're a sexy, here we go, group of 5.
They'll bounce back for you.
Well, that's great. But like the Indianapolis Colts on week 1, Boise State is now dead to me. But back to, they got a community popcorn machine in the corner, and you just go and help yourself.
Yeah.
So you scoop and you make your own, you put it in the.
So those have officially made a comeback?
Yeah.
We used to go to Choo Choo's, and they had a good popcorn machine in the back, but then they shut it down. I don't live far from there now. Gizzards may be back in play.
I'll see you there.
I coach with a guy that has an affinity for gizzards. Oh, yeah, it's gizzards, folks, man. They're hard to find. Jimmy, what about you? You team gizzards?
I mean, not officially, but I'll try anything. So
you've never had gizzards?
Just in gravy on Thanksgiving, but
oh man,
you're talking something else.
You don't know what you're missing.
I'm open to trying it. I bet you I'd be team gizzards. I don't think I would dislike it.
That's one of the foods I would only eat in a certain part of this country.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, because like sweet tea and gizzards, to me in the South, tastes different than here. And there's stuff like I'm not going to Florida to get a steak.
You don't have good steak in Florida?
No.
You got a lot of those chain places.
Well, yeah, and they have these, hey, we're a nice mahogany-looking, leather-bound book steakhouse. They can't compete with steak here. No, so Boise State, like Harsin leaves, COVID hits, and Boise State doesn't look the same. What happened? I agree with you. They're going to bounce back and they're going to club a bad team. But there's just something not right with Boise State. Maybe it's our buddy Twitty moved out there and then Boise State football went south.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's running a radio station.
Wait, what'd you say? Chance is wild.
How is that racist?
Oh, we got to put Chance on mute. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. Because Twitty moved to Boise?
I think she's from there.
His wife is from there. He runs a radio station.
Like runs it? Like a PD?
I think he's a PD.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he's got a big falutin' job.
Like the Jeffersons, man, moving on up.
But he's now in a town where, Boise State basketball has more of a pulse than football, it seems. And I'm wondering what's wrong with football. They killed me this weekend.
You're still mad at them?
Yes, I am.
You're going to be all right.
No, I'm not. Until I win back all my money this weekend. All right, 7:33. This is Sharp Betting in the Morning on a Wednesday at 1620 The Zone.
Previously on the crossover.
Mike, what the hell? I'm busy. I'm busy on Sundays. I'm busy. This is pathetic.
Nick, how busy were you?
Laundry. I had so much laundry yesterday.
Okay, you're watching TV. You don't stand there and watch the laundry, do you?
My God.
That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
Sharp and Betting in the Morning. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone.
Hey, save money, save an experience, make it a great experience. Shop Woodhouse. Woodhouse Buick GMC. 119th and I for that perfect car, truck, or SUV, and especially a line of SUVs. Whether it be Buick or GMC right now, they will find something for you from the Acadia all the way to the Enclave. They got a great collection right now. And also a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in their climate-controlled indoor showroom. 119th and I. It is a large showroom, but it doesn't feel like all of the inventory is like squishing you, or there are salespeople that are just hovering around. It's a nice, easy place to peruse and find the vehicle that meets your needs. Now, if you can't make it in person, you can start your car buying journey online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Now, they give you everything except for the little bit of the in-person experience and the candy that is at the jar at the receptionist desk when you first walk in. But you can purchase a vehicle online, fill out a credit application, value your trade. You can do all of that today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. Do it in person.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
The sunny skies will continue for your Wednesday with temperatures topping in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Here in Omaha, I'm tracking a high temperature of 89 degrees. For tonight, temperatures will cool into the mid-60s, even warmer for your Thursday, tracking a high of 92 with mostly sunny conditions. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
The Zone Hotline is powered by Lust Hills Harley-Davidson, your home in the hills.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From LeBurton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More, time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdowns along the JFK from 25th and Q Street all the way to Chandler Road. Then along westbound I-80, be prepared for some significant slowdown near 144th. And on Center, be prepared for some minor delays from 192nd to 175th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic was brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery.
The Nebraska Lottery has raised over $880 million, which has helped provide more than 117,000 college scholarships, save wildlife habitats across the state, and fund new facilities at the Nebraska State Fair. The Nebraska Lottery, helping to build a better Nebraska.
Trees supply oxygen, provide shelter, and reduce pollution. They're a symbol for life. Lanahaw Nurseries is the metro area's premier homegrown tree source. Leave a legacy that matters. Rooted in quality, unmatched value. Lanahaw Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
Email unsportsmanlike conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you. on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
When it comes to cement fiber siding, you want durability, hail and chip resistance, and beauty. You want James Hardy cement fiber siding. Carp's Complete Home Exteriors is an elite preferred James Hardy contractor. Call Carp's today or visit carpsomaha.com.
Bill Bush breaks down the North Dakota game and previews the Georgia Southern game Thursday at Holy Ghost Church on 52nd and Q. Doors open at 5, program starts at 7, and it's only $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sponsored by Jones Barrow Company and Ray Martin Company.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is from Vala's Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard. Get 2 anytime passes for the price of 1. An $80 value for just $40. Over 50 attractions are included. The Pumpkin Eating Dragon, the new carousel, a barnyard challenge course, zip line train rides, and more. Vala's Pumpkin Patch, open September 23rd.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. It is time for the beginning of the NFL season, and the NFL and FanDuel Sportsbook are synonymous. America's #1 sportsbook, the FanDuel Sportsbook, and they're kicking off week 1 with a no-sweat bet for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer or if you already have an account. It's in it for you, too. You'll get free bets back if you don't win. So let's say you want to bet on your team. Your team's the Chiefs in week 1 against the Cardinals. You don't have to just bet them on the spread. You don't have to just bet them on the money line. You could go inside the game, check out any one of the player props they have. You could parlay it with another one, and boom, you got yourself a bet. This is for everyone, but if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, just sign up with promo code HAPPER to get started. Promo code HAPPER, HAPPER. Either way, celebrate the return of football season with a no-sweat bet during week 1. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Sunday morning is all about church, eggs, and the Sunday paper. But right next to church, it's made for hot takes and reactions. Severe Reactions. Michael Severe is back on 1620 The Zone with Severe Reaction. Sundays 8 to 10 and doesn't hold back on what went right and what went wrong on Saturday. He'll also take calls from the most important voice of all, yours. Severe Reaction. Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Powered by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Only on 1620 The Zone.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone. 1620thezone.com and the 1620 The Zone app.
Hey, last night, so if you are following the brotherhood of George Norwood and his love of the WNBA, the postseason is going on. Our Chicago Sky have been sent to a 5th game. But last night, Sue Bird played her final game.
That game was fantastic, too.
Chelsea Gray, fantastic.
Just getting buckets, wrong footing, pulling up. I'm like,
flat out baller.
Yeah. And as Coach Hammond said, it's in her DNA.
Love that phrase.
It's in her DNA.
So Sue Bird is now done. One of the greatest American women's basketball players
of all time.
I didn't say all time because Paige Beckers is out this year. And we don't know what Boston's going to do at South Carolina. 4-time WNBA champion, multiple gold medalist. But she won a couple of titles at UConn.
Yeah, pretty decorated.
But this has been a rough week. I mean, Sue Bird retires, Serena retires before an incredible audience of people watching her on Friday night. the highest rated tennis match on ESPN in some time. They had the same audience to watch Serena on Friday night that they had for the national championship game for women's basketball. I wonder, and we'll get some emails here as we welcome back into Sharp Betting in the Morning. So tonight,
her laundry list of awards is ridiculous.
For Sue Bird,
Big East Player of the Year, AP College Player of the Year, Naismith Award winner, the USBWA National Player of the Year, a 2-time national champion, a 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award winner, a 5-time EuroLeague champion, a 2-time Euro Super Cup winner, 25th anniversary team, 20th, 15th, 10th, 3-time WNBA All Assist leader. She's been All WNBA 5 times first team, 4-time WNBA champion, 13-time All-Star. That is silly.
Oh, you're done?
Is there
more to go?
I skipped over a few.
Oh, yeah. She's on the Mount Rushmore of WNBA players, and I don't think she's going to move off of that ever. I mean, she an incredible career.
She's a winner.
And last night was kind of, you were playing to keep her career alive. That was a heck of a game. I mean, I've watched more WNBA basketball in the postseason than I have, of course, in the regular season.
Actually,
and it's great basketball.
and the crowds are fantastic.
They are, and the atmosphere. It's not just the crowds; is people are into it, and whoever is running like the game ops in the arenas is doing a great job. That's why. So transitioning a little bit, sticking with women's sports, we are the volleyball capital of the world today here in Omaha. 14, 15. Let's go ahead and make it 16,000. It's going to be going off at 5 o'clock. No other place, not you people in Madison. 5 o'clock, you're not getting that kind of crowd like we're going to get to watch Nebraska and Creighton. And it will be a predominantly Nebraska crowd. Very knowledgeable volleyball fan base, but the atmosphere in there will be kind of interesting because Nebraska rolls in number 2. They are not sweeping Creighton. This is going to be a little tension convention. So I'll be curious to see what the atmosphere is like. But Rudy writes in, first of all, anybody that sends us an email, Damon, into the Equitable Bank inbox, that the subject line is, are you pumped for tonight? I'm very curious if I should open it or not.
Oh, Actuary Rudy.
Yeah, Actuary Rudy. Rudy, welcome back.
Yeah, I know.
You welcomed him back the other day when you read his email, and now Rudy is bam, bam, bam. But Rudy is a big volleyball guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, is FS1 enough national exposure, or is it a shame that more marquee volleyball matches are not on ESPN or ESPN2 proper? So FS1, that's why it's at 5 o'clock, so you could get FS1, which is a great window for Nebraska and Creighton. I mean, they don't carry much volleyball at all on FS1, but they know you turn it on, they're going to be a record crowd there. There are going to be a lot of people in the place. It's going to look really, really good, and it's high-level volleyball.
You know who you don't pose that question to? Kelly Sheffield.
Well,
Kelly Sheffield was not happy with not having his games accessible on television and said he will not agree to do this again if they're not going to promote his sport.
So I think he's got a point.
I do too.
Now, FS1 is, it's the Big East, and it's Creighton's home match. So that's why it's on FS1, not Big Ten Network or ESPN or ESPN2. Here's the thing that volleyball really, they're up against. We see the growth in women's basketball. We see the growth in softball. Well, what are they up against? Women's basketball is running parallel to men's basketball. Softball is in a spring season where there's just not that many sports. Unfortunately for volleyball, and we are pro more volleyball. I mean, the Big Ten Network has elevated volleyball and wrestling in their own conference by giving it exposure.
By leaps and bounds.
But college volleyball, and it's a shame, runs parallel with college football. And there are very few windows to put matches on. And I credit to coaches that they want more exposure for their sport. And I think volleyball coaches have become even more vocal than women's basketball coaches about, hey, how do we grow this sport? Look at our great product. All you got to do is sample college volleyball at the highest level once, and you go, I'm hooked. Like people that tonight, that might show up just because it's an event. I mean, is that still a thing in this town? It's because it's an event. You're going to go up. You're going to go and watch. But you go and one time you watch and you go, dang, these are some incredible athletes, and the pace of this sport and how well it's played. I mean, this is, count me in, I'm coming back. You run into the time of the year. That's why John Cook says, man, what would this look like in the spring? And I hope they never take college volleyball out of the fall, but he's looking at it. Do we get more exposure by playing in the spring? But they'll get plenty of exposure tonight. I mean, how many times do you think John Cook and Kirsten will bring up to recruits, hey, do you see what we got? You see what volleyball is like in the state? We got Sharp and Benning in the morning or talking about the mayor and volleyball. I mean, where else are you getting that?
They play volleyball in St. Louis?
It's more
they change conferences, right? So it's not, they don't play the MVC tournaments in St. Louis anymore.
They do play pretty good soccer there with the Billikens.
It's back over there in the Big East.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Here is Cody. Good morning, Cody.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How we doing?
No, I wanted to talk about, you're talking about this volleyball, and there is so much more that could be done with this. Like, you guys remember 2 weeks ago, the season opener was Baylor versus Minnesota, two perennial powers in volleyball, and it was only being shown on gophersnetwork.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you got last weekend, did you guys know that Stanford and Texas played?
Yeah. Do you know how I know? Because Texas is the new number one.
Well, they took over number one when they swept back-to-back against Ohio State. They got a really good team down there in Texas / former Nebraska players.
Is that why they're one in the country?
Yeah, they swept Ohio State.
I kid because I care.
Yeah. This volleyball this year, I think, is wide open. I just wish that that Eggleston girl would just graduate from Texas already.
She's a thorn, isn't she?
Oh, she's so good though.
Yeah, they're explosive. And by the way, did you bury the lead? Are you not ready for old Creighton Prep to school off of Western? Let's not bury the lead.
Hey, I'm nervous. I think the touchdown streak ends this week. Haven't given up a touchdown going back to Elkhorn South's opening drive of quarterfinals last year.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 100-0 the first 2 weeks.
I think that ends. I'd like to at least get through the first quarter without giving up a touchdown, get it to an even 20 quarters.
Wow.
But I don't know if they're stopping Marty Brown.
Yeah, he's a handful. As long as you guys can tackle and hang in there for 4 quarters, because he's not going anywhere.
No, and I think this will be the finally get to see, Corver shine. He hasn't got to do a whole lot the first 2 weeks because he's off the field midway through the second quarter.
Wow.
What? So
he's pretty good week one.
That guy that was calling about one more game to add to his parlay.
Yeah.
What is the over/under for the Academy versus Bellevue West?
I'm sorry. There was something in my ear. Do you want to ask that question again?
Over/under for Westside Academy versus Bellevue West on points.
Westside Academy. Isn't that something?
Damon, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
Oh no, he was complimenting. Cody.
Well, there was a joke in there, but it was still too soon about their wide receiving core. But I'll let it ride. If I had a preference, it would be lower scoring. Like if you said, "Hey, how's it would be a lower scoring game."
I think you got to be careful here. This is like you're in Pete Rose territory.
Why?
You're involved in this game, and you're like setting lines.
I'm not. Well, comprehension is tough. I'm not setting lines. I'm telling you, I would prefer a lower scoring game.
Because someone's going to call up and go, "What do you think the line should be?" And you're like, "I don't care."
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I just would prefer a lower scoring game. I can say that, and like we understand context, right?
I haven't got to my guys at 30th and Ames. I'll ask them what the line is. But see, I can't do anything with it.
I saw Fo Woodard put one out. According to Caesars, he made it a pick'em.
Ooh. Now, see, I can't comment on that because doing the game. So I'm like
Well, I can't comment on it. I'm just telling you what he said.
Huh.
Or what old Coach Woodard tweeted. I know Coach Woodard got involved in that either, but it was a Caesar sheet. It looked official.
Zach tweets at us.
It did.
We'll get our guys at FanDuel to When you go in there and you put in the promo code zone, it'll pop up to all the people around here.
Probably not. Didn't you talk to Coach Huffman? Did you guys have your sit down yet?
But we weren't talking lines. Hey, while you're at it, what about that Creighton Prep Gretna game? Zach says, I'm excited for Nebraska volleyball tonight. I just wish the Big Ten could embrace baseball more as well.
Baby steps. Can't have it all at once.
We carry a loud voice when it comes to baseball. We shamed the Big Ten Network into carrying the entire Big Ten baseball tournament.
He's got his prediction sheet out too. Bo Woodard.
I said I did win totals for high school basketball already.
Yeah.
The West seems low at 21.5.
Class A Week 3 predictions. Elkhorn South 35, Papio South 31.
Omaha, that's going to be a good game. Two unbeaten teams.
Tough one here. Kearney 21, North Star 20. Ew. Bellevue West 28, Omaha West Side 21. It's got Central beating Lincoln High. Millard South 37-28 over Millard North. Northwest getting their first win over South Sioux City potentially. And he went out on the limb. Omaha South 1, Buena Vista 0.
That's the one. I'm going to take that to the blood bank. Chris writes in, Knoxville I-80 Chris.
Oh, he's got a new name now.
Well, because he's both. He's, PA guy at Knoxville Raceway. And then I guess I should have known he's out at I-80, which is done now, I believe. I-80 Speedway.
Dot and data.
Jacob Padilla, Snack Shack, or what does he call it? The Snack Shack. That's tough to say.
I can't get off this page now. Faux Coach Woodard instant poll. Who scores the first touchdown? Hall, Benning, McMorris, Lloyd. This is interesting. He's put a lot of thought into this. And how is he doing this while he's coaching basketball?
Click on that button, Lloyd. So Chris writes in, Iowa held their wrestling duel at Kinnick a few years back. Yeah, they wrestled against Oklahoma State, I believe mid-November. Creighton and Nebraska Volleyball Memorial Stadium in 2023 would be incredible. So I've been told, because I said, hey, let's do this. I was told by a coach down there that there's a thing called wind. He said, maybe during beach season we would do it, but not a regular season.
Yeah.
He said, move on.
Battling the elements?
I said there's a wind thing, and yeah. I just I know that you want to grow the sport and make it bigger and better and maybe play on an aircraft carrier, that kind of stuff. Nebraska volleyball, don't go to Pinnacle Bank Arena and play a match. Do not do that. Okay? Because you lose one of the greatest home court advantages by taking a match and putting it in Pinnacle Bank, even though you can have more people. Just keep it in your home place.
And they'll get 15K.
Yeah, they would. But I saw it once. We were in school together. They went to the Devaney Center and they played UCLA or something so they could have a bigger crowd, and they took it out of the Coliseum and they looked like crap.
Yeah, I don't know what the network can do though with baseball. I think baseball has to do more with baseball. Don't you think?
You mean better on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
But there's also, what at that time of the year is BTN carrying?
Baseball.
So there are more opportunities if you're looking for live sports, because by the time you get to the spring around here, we're not watching the studio shows. We just want live sports. Softball, baseball, whatever else, spring football. We want more live sports.
Wait, spring football?
Yeah, during the spring.
Spring games?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. It's only one Saturday out of.
So that's 14 windows of stuff, quote unquote, live sporting event you're going to carry, where you have more opportunities in April and May to load up. I mean, what do they do now? They do a game on Saturday and Sunday for the most part. Friday, you're not going to get to the coverage that the SEC network has, because they start when the season begins in February and carry games. All right, one more call before the break. Hey, whoa, it is Tim. Hello, Tim.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good,
Tim. What's up, buddy?
Just looking at mountains. I decided that paying more for a house to look at rocks was kind of a bad investment, but what do you do?
How's the weather?
The weather's one. It's going to be hot today. It was like 100 yesterday, 100 today, but it's not humid. So I've like cut back 80% of my Gold Bond usage, which is great for my vacuum cleaner at the house. Did you really have an emailer just say, I wish that Big Ten Network would do more for baseball? How about Nebraska does more for Nebraska baseball before we worry about what the Big Ten Network does for baseball?
I'm inclined to agree.
Pretty sure if you go
Baseball's
run
got
on
to
the
take
College
care of
World Series
baseball.
run, they're going to pay attention. I'm a baseball guy, baseball, softball, but you can't argue that a network should do more for a sport when you suck at it and the league sucks at it. That's just bad business. I'll hang up and listen. I just thought that guy was joking. I thought it was facetious. I didn't hear anyone laugh. I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. You all have a good day.
Thank you,
Thanks. Oh man, sometimes you just want to give Tim a hug.
Who won the Big Ten baseball 2 years ago?
This is TH here for Gold Bond. Pardon?
2 years ago, Big Ten baseball champion.
Well, you're bringing up old stuff.
We probably, as much as we would like this, we probably have maxed out baseball on the Big Ten Network. If Michigan getting to the College World Series and almost winning a national championship does not do anything for you, then that's probably where we're at. We tried.
The old college try.
All right, we got our NFL picks coming up as the NFL season kicks off tomorrow. A couple of interesting lines, definitely. There are there are 10 home underdogs in week 1.
Yeah,
there are some teams that week 1 doesn't go so well. So Boise State now is dead to me. The Colts in my survivor pool a couple years ago lost week 1, and I was done. And so I was all off the Colts bandwagon, even though you're going to find out that I like them this year. But they are 1-11 straight up week 1.
How good is the Thursday night matchup?
Oh, it's fantastic. But another home dog, another team, a home dog that's a team at home that is an underdog.
Yeah, the line completely surprised me, but it kind of tells you what I think you need to know.
And there will be a ton of Bills fans at SoFi tomorrow night who are on the Super Bowl or bust season.
Hard to believe that it's tomorrow already.
I'm glad it's here.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, the offseason went quick.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, we're already going into week 3 around here for college football. Some are playing, Bellevue West is playing their 4th high school football game. So is Prep. Papio South.
Yeah.
You wake up, it's a new day, Tim.
Before you know it, it'll be Friday. Isn't that something?
I know. And
it's weird how the days of the
and
week
before
go.
you know it,
it'll be Saturday?
It'll be college basketball season. And Creighton will be playing DePaul on Christmas Day downtown. Right after the Dolphins-Packers game on Fox. Big Fox.
Wow, you got that down. It's pretty good. Commitment to memory. Impressive Rolodex.
That's what I do up here. Sharp betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi includes advanced security to help protect all your connected devices. You'll get real-time alerts. Oh, like this one, so you don't have to worry about malware. Or when your kid downloads a song from a shady link. And now all your computer can play is
red color, where are you?
all blocked, thanks to advanced security, included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi. Advanced security must be enabled in the Panoramic Wi-Fi app. Restrictions apply.
Hey, kickoff week number 1 with FanDuel. It is America's game and America's #1 sports book, Damon. You know, if you join today, we're going to get you started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet.
Yeah, that's a huge rate of return, right? You just got to get to the FanDuel Sportsbook app, get it downloaded, and enter the promo code ZONE. It's safe, secure, it's easy to use. You just heard Sharpie talking about some of the week 1 dogs, and they're at home. Will they bark or will favorites reign supreme? FanDuel, that's about as safe can get with guaranteeing you a nice rate of return on your investment. Why wouldn't you?
Woof, 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 woof. Steelers, woof, woof, woof. On FanDuel. That's right. Play your way. Bet more. Just the final score. Wager on everything from touchdowns to total yards to catches and how good my dog bark was. You can go to FanDuel right now and you can see all of that combined for bigger bets. Pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. That's now a new segment. So don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code ZONE. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 over present Iowa. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-drawable. Free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620, The Zone.
Suicide can be prevented by knowing the warning signs. And most importantly, knowing what to do if you recognize those signs in yourself, a loved one, or even a stranger. There are simple ways you can be there for someone, so they can be here for more tomorrows. Visit moretomorrowsne.org to learn the signs, how to approach the conversation, and where to get help. Or call 988 for help now. That's moretomorrowsne.org.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. Our thoughts are like the ocean.
Our thoughts are like the ocean.
Our thoughts create our reality.
Our thoughts create our reality.
We're thinking Geico offers claim service 24/7 with personalised attention from an assigned team.
Geico offers claim service? I wasn't thinking that.
We think it and it becomes our reality.
So, what about washboard abs?
Just give it a go. Think really hard.
Okay, abs.
Yeah, keep thinking.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
The big box stores have a secret. When you walk out the door with a new purchase, that's where the service ends. At Ty's Outdoor Power and Service, you get great deals on brands like Hustler, Toro, Honda, and Steel. Plus, you get a dedicated experienced service center. With annual maintenance and repairs, your equipment will last longer and perform when you need it most. See us in Lincoln, Omaha, or Gretna and get 10% off your residential service. Visit Ty'sOutdoorPower.com, promo code radio, or mention radio to redeem.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, September 7th, we're running an unprecedented one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. Even Cambridge has studied our technology. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, you'll get a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,200. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
River City Rivalry Week is here. This week, Omaha women's volleyball and men's soccer take on nationally ranked Creighton University, but on Maverick home turf. Saturday at 3, it's volleyball action at Baxter Arena when the number 17 Creighton Blue Jays visit the Omaha Mavericks. Then on Wednesday, the 14th, it's soccer action at Caniglia Field when the Mavericks host the number 7 Blue Jays. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at the Baxter Arena box office or at omavs.com/tickets.
There's nothing quite like listening to the Kansas City Royals. High ball to deep left. To the wall. On 1620 The Zone.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, for people that are in our fine community, they're going to dabble in a little volleyball tonight or late afternoon at the Chi between Nebraska and Creighton. Just a word of note, starting at 5, plan accordingly. It may take a while to get in to the building.
A lot of people, busy time.
Yeah, and not super fully staffed.
Nope.
So pack your patience, show up early so that you're there when they start at 5. Because they're not going to hold it up for you.
No.
Then this is TV, man. For radio, we would. But TV? No.
Hey, later writing crowd. Hold on.
We had 2 more hours of Sharp Betting in the morning on a Wednesday after this.
1620 The Zone traffic.
From LeBurton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More, time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdowns along the JFK from 25th and Q Street all the way to Chandler Road. Then along westbound I-80, be prepared for some significant slowdown near 144th. And on Center, be prepared for some minor delays from 192nd to 175th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic was brought to you by Fernando's.
Come
on. When was the last time you had your Fernando's fix? It doesn't get any better than lunch, dinner, carry out, even catering from Fernando's. Get your Fernando's fix. 114th and Dodge, 75th and Pacific, and FernandosOmaha.com.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is and has always been locally owned and operated. Now, with 160 employee owners, chances are one of us lives in your neighborhood. We take pride in taking care of you, our customers, and keeping you comfortable all year round. And as always, our technicians don't have sales quotas. When other companies send salespeople, Standard sends qualified technicians. It's just part of.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
Hi guys, it's Andrew. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, September 7th, we're running an unprecedented one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Brookside Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy. This is a technology clinically shown to repair blood vessels and improve blood flow. Even Cambridge has studied our technology. If you're ready to transform your love life, grab your phone. Today is your day. Call us now and you'll qualify for the assessment and ultrasound totally free. Also, you'll get a gift that can produce powerful results in the bedroom in minutes. You're going to love that, guys. And today only, we're offering 6 tune-up treatments to our patients free. This is our most lucrative offer ever, worth $1,200. But call today, Wednesday, and qualify totally free. 402-671-7777. That's 402-671-7777. Guys, put a stop to your erectile dysfunction and get your love life back. Call Brookside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 402-671-7777.
Bill Bush breaks down the North Dakota game and previews the Georgia Southern game Thursday at Holy Ghost Church on 52nd and Q. Doors open at 5, program starts at 7, and it's only $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sponsored by Parking Area Maintenance, Inc. and Husker Hounds.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and included 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hey everyone, Josh and John here for the FanDuel Sportsbook. Week 1 of the NFL season has finally arrived, and if you join today, you can get started with $150 in free bets, guaranteed. All you got to do is place that first $5 bet. Sign up with our promo code 1620 to get in on all the action, whether it's the game on Thursday, whether it's all of the games on Sunday, or a Monday night game as well. You can turn game day or game days into a payday all season long.
And you know, Josh, I'm kind of looking at the Detroit Lions. They are a home dog. You can get plus 166 just by betting them straight up on the money line. And remember, $150 in free bets, and all you have to do is spend that first $5 by using our promo code 1620. FanDuel, an official sports betting app of the NFL. 21 plus in present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. Sharp and Betting in the Morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
I love the guys I have on my office and staff. They're bright. They're doing a great job coaching. I think you can see the improvement by position. We're still figuring it out together, and the team's still figuring it out together, and the players are still figuring it out together. And in some ways, I thought we made some big strides from last week. But there's still a lot to fix.
Halftime, Sharp and Benning in the Morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, brought to you by Har Cigars, Pipes, and lounge. Great place to enjoy a nice cocktail, a cigar, a pipe, just to kind of shoot the breeze. Great atmosphere, fantastic location right off the North 48th Street exit and the Mormon Bridge Road right next to Cubby's.
Yesterday when Keep Calm and Whipping On spoke,
yeah,
he used the word twitchier when he was talking about Georgia Southern. He said they're twitchier and faster than they are on film. Bill Connolly, SP plus meteorologist, came out with his numbers for this game. Now, let me first tell you before I ask you the question you answer. On FanDuel, where the only code that works around here is zone, Nebraska is a 22.5-point favorite. The total is 62.5. 22.5-point favorite against Georgia Southern, who beat Morgan State to open up their season. Total is 62.5. Bill Connolly says, according to his numbers, the score will be 37-16.
37-16.
Yep.
I'm in that neighborhood.
So if that was the final score, you would go 28, 38, 37 in the Keep Calm and Whipping On offense. Now, I would have to say, now that we are into the third week of this offense and some guys becoming a little bit more familiar with themselves, is what do those points look like? Where do they come from? Are they just red zone? Are they just scripted first half, second half? Or once you cross the 40, then you get greedy and everything is downhill and you put the ball in the end zone, which is like the next step of this offense. I think Scott, it was kind of a quick comment about the offense and scoring that he brought up on Saturday that is pretty important, that really holds a lot of water, is once you get inside of an opponent's 40, what do you do with the football? I mean, not get to the red zone, where Nebraska is 6 of 7 in the red zone so far this year in terms of scores, is once you get inside of the 40, what are you doing? Are you getting to the 30 and boom, you're done? Or are you going downhill and putting the football in the end zone? But if they scored 37, so that'd be 28, 38, 37 in your first 3 weeks where you're still trying to figure everybody out. I think you would take it at this point.
Yeah. Yes, I would.
So 37-16 is what the projected score is for Nebraska and Georgia Southern.
16 is a little less than I would predict, so I definitely would take that. That'd be a good day at the office defensively. Relatively speaking, without seeing exactly how it played out, 16 would be a good team total to keep Georgia Southern under.
And they're going to throw it a lot. Van Treese threw for 367 and 4 scores and a pick against Morgan State. But they brought the air raid. I mean, Clay Helton has gone all in on that offense at Georgia Southern, which if you're trying to, at that level, trying to attract like portal guys, that kind of an offense could be attractive.
Yeah.
You produce some NFL wide receivers, some skill guys, a quarterback, and it maybe gives you a chance to have success before you build up on your line.
And we've seen them throw it around the yard under Helton too, so you can kind of, at least there's some good film out there.
Well, here's one for you guys. Just looking this morning, because we're going to the game Saturday night, they're calling for rain. So if that happens, how does that impact Georgia Southern's ability to throw it around the yard if it's raining?
Yeah, which would not be good, because that percentage is what? Is it 40% chance of rain right now? Which would be interesting, because right now they appear to be very one-handed, right? So, and you're not really playing unless Nebraska continues to not be able to get lined up right, or quickly, I should say. Man, their vulnerability has been via the ground, so it may be a little bit more of an advantageous matchup for Nebraska if, in fact, they get good pre-snap looks.
Georgia Southern threw the ball 47 times in their first game.
That's a lot.
But on the other point, where this is an issue, and you're not good enough, and I don't even know if you can say not good enough yet. You may have to just hold on for dear life and go week by week. Nebraska in 2 weeks has given up 194.5 yards per game, nearly 5 a tote.
Yeah.
That will not be good for business.
You've got to knock almost a full yard off of that.
Remember, you're going to see a team next week which has Gray running the ball. And then, oh, by the way, they got a guy named Marcus Major who looked pretty good against Utah. All right. A little bit later, Brandon Vogel will stop by. In the hour, we got our NFL picks. The NFL begins tomorrow with all kinds of storylines from Tom Brady in year 23 all the quarterbacks of the offseason, the wide receiver derby of the offseason. You got the TV derby of the offseason. You got Lance and Jimmy G, Baker and the Browns, Tua and Tyreek. And as I saw and was listening on national shows yesterday, everybody wanted to talk about Lamar Jackson's contract.
Yeah, apparently he's going to bet on himself.
We'll see. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just a weird situation.
What is this, Mounds? Sometimes you feel like, what are we doing?
They still make those?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
My dad was a coconut guy.
It was Almond Joy.
Is that what it is?
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, Almond Joy's got nuts.
My dad
Mounds don't.
My dad liked coconut. I did not like that.
Yeah, I'm off of that.
Yeah. All right, here is hey, it's Quincy. Hi, Quincy.
Hey, how we doing? Good morning.
What's up, Q?
Nothing, David, man. This Friday I'm gonna come see you, man.
You've been saying that.
I'm real this Friday.
Hey, nothing would make my Friday more, especially on a day we got a big game. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I saved you a
That big game,
seat
you
last week.
hopefully they can win again.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are you calling for another upset?
No, I ain't calling for no other upset.
Okay. All right.
I knew Northwest was gonna beat them. I told you, man. You hyping up your Huskers, man.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was
hyping 'em up,
I was hyping them up.
Yeah. Nebraska comes up short just like you. Come on, man.
Q, at some point you got to have a decent sports take, don't you? You can't just call and run your mouth every time, can you? Do you have any good solid sports takes, or are you just
my Georgia Bulldogs? My Georgia Bulldogs smashed Oregon. I told everybody that.
Yeah, that's a really good football team. Probably better than the experts thought. They're loaded.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think Alabama's gonna be good this year. I think Ohio State.
Who wins the SEC?
Georgia this year.
Okay.
Because I think Alabama's gonna lose to Texas A&M.
You like Ohio State to? Whoa. Oh.
Keep it moving.
Hey, does Ohio State win the Big Ten?
It all depends. I think Michigan State, really.
I like Michigan State too, but Michigan's really good too. It's not going to be easy sledding for Ohio State. I appreciate the call from Q.
I think Michigan. I like the coach at Michigan State. I like what he did last year. I think he's going to do a lot better this year.
And you know what? They can score. I'm not all in on Ohio State. It's just week one, but I'm not. Big Ten's going to be interesting on that half the ledger because I think Michigan State is better than people think, as is Michigan. I do. And maybe the new faces in the secondary at Michigan State, that may be the difference because offensively they should be able to score.
They have a running back crew. I like Michigan State, and I think they're definitely in the top 3 in that division. I wasn't enamored with
I hear
week
you.
one,
I
I know that they're going to be a good football team.
I hear you. I mean, that makes sense.
And Michigan put a 51 on Colorado State. They look good doing it. They had no hiccups. That's the thing when you play teams that right out of the gate that you are a huge favorite. You don't have hiccups. You don't make it difficult on yourself.
Yeah.
You make it an easy day at the office. That's why Saturday was frustrating because that was not an easy day at the office at all. I mean, even with the fourth quarter involved, that was by far that was not easy sledding for Nebraska. I mean, it doesn't flow smoothly. You need a football game where you start and throughout the course of the game, you get better as the game goes along and it just flows smoothly. It's not stop, start, hiccup here, take a step back. You have a positive play and then you commit a penalty. Just the teams that do that right out of the gate, that tells me that's a direct reflection on that coach and what they've done in their preparation leading up to it.
But you said it best, Gary, yesterday.
I
think it was off the air. At halftime, and even in the third quarter, you're thinking, we're going to have to work Sunday. To 38-17.
We would.
Yeah.
Nebraska is 0-2 to begin the year. We're working on Sunday, and we're probably still on the air.
Well, that considering who's got it? It's got to be Bishop, doesn't it? Because he has yet to go, unless he's got a conflict. No, he doesn't have a conflict.
Whoever's doing it, you're not starting until 11.
11, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes, it's going to be that game's going to be a long game. All right, a couple of tweets here. Amazing Daniel, caller Q really going out on a limb with. I think Alabama and Ohio State are going to be good this year.
Yeah, although he did hesitate to pick Ohio State as the Big Ten champ.
Just one game, it's okay. Hey, but I have faith that offense is going to find a way. What I was most excited about by my national champions is that defense might have an identity that is not just, hey, let's play patty cake.
Wait a minute. Your national championships because you picked them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don tweets
Should I pick mine since I haven't?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm taking Georgia.
Back to back.
Yeah. Odds are way against me. I just think they're really good.
They are right in the polls yesterday. Yeah, they should jump Ohio State.
Now, well, they would beat Ohio State.
Now, what will be interesting, and it's maybe more for South Carolina. So South Carolina's got Arkansas this weekend in Fayetteville, and then they got Georgia at home. That's for some reason South Carolina and Georgia is always a weird game, like every other year.
It is. I agree with you, but Arkansas is the team to watch in that conference.
I'm on my
because
my friend from the College World
Series.
They're
progressively getting better. Pittman was kind of an afterthought.
And hey, I will tell you that when Arkansas was here for the College World Series, now Arkansas fans know him. He just kind of blended in.
Oh yeah,
he's just a normal offensive line coach from the University of Georgia.
Yep, great with his pressers. Like he's a real one, and they play with some toughness.
They do.
They're very good at the point of attack.
Okay, so he is one of those rare head coaches that is an offensive line guy.
Mm-hmm.
ADs aren't hiring those kind of coaches.
Yeah, but typically they aren't, which is is interesting because it probably has more to do with their personality than the grasp of what's going on, because few people know as much about both sides as the offensive line guy. They typically just can't broaden their horizons enough into skill guys, but they do know concepts. They most definitely know concepts.
That shows me an AD that thinks out of the box and hires an offensive line coach like Pittman was, and they loved him in Georgia, and he could recruit as well. That's a good athletic director, because I'm sure when Sam Pittman sits down in front of you and everybody's gotten to get to know him, he probably doesn't overwhelm you by the conversation. Like he's a smooth guy, walks in. And it was a guy that the AD sits down and goes, "Let's talk football."
And it's weird too, because with whatever, if you believe the reports about the boosters and their board of regents kind of muscling out long so they could get to Bielema and start over and have a clear path at Bielema, because I don't think Long wanted to go anywhere. I think they forced that to happen so they could get it at Bielema. They might have lucked into one.
Yeah. A good on the athletic director.
Because we won't count the whole
Chad Morris.
I was just gonna say the SMU love affair guy, but yeah, Chad Morris. We won't count that one.
Don writes in with Nebraska and Creighton volleyball night. Again, PSA from Sharp and Betting in the morning. Get there early. He says, I think it's time for Husker volleyball I think it's time for a Husker volleyball dedicated building from the ground up. No more secondhand venues. Keep it around 7,500 to 8,000. What? The Vandy Center is ideal.
Because it's just old and quaint and nostalgic enough to add to what makes Nebraska. Like they wouldn't look right in new digs. I don't want to tell that to Coach Cook.
They've retrofitted the Devaney Center to be like a great volleyball venue.
Yeah.
Do not let the state basketball tournament playing in there change your opinion on that. They've turned that into an ideal volleyball venue. But 7,500 to 8,000 is a perfect capacity.
Yeah.
No larger than that. All right. 8:25, we'll get our NFL picks coming up here in just a little bit. Brandon Vogel will stop by a little bit later. We'll pick his brain on some concerns that he may have and some positives after 2 games for Nebraska as they get ready for Georgia Southern. When I was young and I was learning about this great game of football, I watched a lot of Georgia Southern football because they had Irk Russell as their head coach.
Irk Russell.
Put
that on your bingo card.
Tracy Ham was their quarterback.
Ham was the real deal.
And they ran the triple option, and they had all white uniforms, and they just had the the dark blue helmets.
It's been a good program for a long time.
And they're always playing for the national championship back in the day. Yeah.
Herc, look at you. Been in your been on Google.
Oh no. That is knowledge gained from many years of watching football.
Wisdom.
Yes.
It's that Sharpay wisdom.
Sharp and betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Can it make the season again? No. There's still 11 games after that, and they have to take care of business. And it's a team that has not, a program that has not. They were 4-2 in 2019.
Right.
The only loss in conference they had was to Ohio State. They were from the East. But this one, no, they got to start out with a win. You, in a way, want to just get the victory so it shows you proof of concept that what you did in the offseason works.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
The sunny skies will continue for your Wednesday with temperatures topping in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Here in Omaha, I'm tracking a high temperature of 89 degrees. For tonight, temperatures will cool into the mid-60s, even warmer for your Thursday, tracking a high of 92 with mostly sunny conditions. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
Dingman's Collision Center, Omaha's top choice. For over 20 years, your safety is our number one priority.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From LeBurton, AC, Heating, Plumbing, and more. Time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdown from 94 to 87th along Dodge. And then on L, be prepared for some major delays near I-80 East and 108th Street. And then on Industrial Road, be prepared for some major delays from 149th to 138th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic was brought to you by Burton AC, Heating, Plumbing, and more.
Hi, I'm Mark Evans, owner of Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. Right now, we'll open your drain line for only $93 or it's free. Call for details or request service at justcallburton.com.
Question 5. Lucas and Carla have 3 homework assignments each. Lucas does his online at home, but Carla has no internet at home. If Carla has to travel 5 miles to find Wi-Fi at a noisy diner or a grocery store parking lot, how can she ever be expected to do well in school?
This is not a problem kids should have to solve. Cox Connect to Compete, providing affordable internet to lower-income students. Available to new residential Cox Internet customers who meet eligibility criteria. Other restrictions apply.
The Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Email me, Connor Happer, with the Connor Happer Show at Connor, CONNOR, at 1620thezone.com. Send me your love, your hate, and maybe a few hot takes. The Zone Inbox, presented by Equitable Bank.
Creighton Sports Update.
It's a top 25 matchup as Creighton Volleyball faces off against Nebraska tonight at CHI Health Center. First serve is set for 5 p.m. Limited tickets are available online at gocreighton.com/tickets. Tune in live on 1290 Coil and FS1. That's tonight at 5 p.m.
1620 The Zone proudly supports Creighton Athletics.
The Omaha Farmers Market is open every Saturday in the Old Market from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and every Sunday in Exarban Village from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. May 7th through October 16th, enjoy the bountiful season of locally grown and handmade goods. Get the city's best selection of fresh produce, herbs, meat, and more. To keep up with what's in season, visit omahafarmersmarket.org and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Presented by University of Nebraska Omaha, Methodist Health System, and KETV Channel 7.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's time to finally kick off week 1 of the NFL, and you can do so with the FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today and get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed. All you have to do is place your first $5 bet using promo code HAPPER to get in on the action. It's easy to turn game day into payday all season long. Jump into any one of these week 1 matchups that we have, or you could parlay a couple of them together. You could jump in, cook yourself up a nice little same game parlay if you're feeling it as well. For instance, I sort of like fading some of the bad teams. Let's take a look at the Seattle Seahawks. They got Russell Wilson coming back into town. Maybe you like the Broncos. Play your way and bet on more than just the final score. You can wager on everything: touchdowns, total yards, catches, the individual props. They're all fantastic at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code HAPPER. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Wondering about possible wind or hail damage? Call Shamrock Roofing first. If you have it, we'll find it. One call does it all. Call Shamrock Roofing today, 913-850-6556, or online at shamrockroofer.com.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
Have fun, fellas. Be sure to have fun.
It was Sam Pittman, the Arkansas head coach. I got a big victory against Cincinnati this weekend. As they sent you said you can't spell skyline without an L. As Arkansas trolled Cincinnati. Who doesn't, every time you hear the calling of the pigs, think of Dana Altman?
Yeah, that was one of the more awkward moments in sports, but it all turned out well for everybody. Eventually.
I think he would agree.
Eventually.
I think he agreed. Except for that brief moment when he was supposed to come to Nebraska and be the next Nebraska coach. I think it's worked out well for him. He's in the Hall of Fame here, and he's doing pretty well up there.
I kept hearing that.
All right. The NFL kicks off tomorrow night. By the way, before we get to our picks, Franco Harris, number 32, being retired. Talk about trolling. It is on the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception at almost the same exact time that it happened. That is great by the Steelers, who ironically are playing the Raiders on that day on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, one of those weird guys in Steelers history that I like, I don't love. Never really loved Franco Harris. But my love affair started with the Steelers. First, it was Terry Bradshaw. Then it was about 15 straight defensive guys.
Yeah.
And my favorite Steelers of all time are all defensive guys.
Only 3 players have ever had their number actually retired with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Mean Joe Green is the most recent, 75, and now the guy that is a statue in the Pittsburgh airport will be the next one.
It's just it's weird. You have those guys that play for your franchises that you're just like, I mean, I hard pressed that you'd say that about like Andre Dawson or Sutcliffe or, Sandberg or somebody. But I just kind of always had this but thing with Franco. I don't know if it's the Penn State thing. I don't know if I didn't think hard pressed to say guy isn't very tough, but I didn't love the running style either.
Yeah. He's, and I think, in a small group of running backs in the history of the game, that one particular play has basically carried them their entire career and post-career. Can anybody else, and you step aside because you're a diehard Steeler fan, and there might be a couple of runs that come to mind. Can anybody else come up with a run, like an iconic Franco Harris run or play? I mean, that's a significant moment in the history of the Steelers. But outside of that, I mean, that's been what he's been attached to. Instead of, hey, that great run in Super Bowl. I mean, that's not even a Super Bowl game. And there are certain running backs that are that, where they have one particular signature run that overshadows thousands of others, but that carries them the rest of their career and post-career that you remember them for. Look what we do with running backs here. I mean, almost every great running back in Nebraska has that one signature play that we will always remember them by, but yet they have like 100.
Mm-hmm.
You know, LP is one of those guys. And that's a good, LP is a debate of what you think is the most iconic run that he had in his career at Nebraska. Was it against Michigan State? Was it against Oklahoma State on a Thursday night? But Franco is one that has that attachment that has carried him throughout his entire life.
Yeah. He's also got the one against Florida, too.
That's a good poll question. Like, is the
LP's most iconic run?
The most
Rozier's is easy.
Yeah. But LP has, would you agree those are the three that stand out for
Florida,
him?
Okie State, Michigan State?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I said
he had it. This one kind of lays in the cut. He had a real nice one against Texas Tech in Lubbock that I'll remember. It was fantastic. He's had a few, and some of them weren't always long either. He had a nice one that he ripped off against Okie State and Lincoln. That was nice too. So yeah, he's probably got 3 or 4 signature runs.
Does Amir have more than Amir has what? He could get to, I know 2 right off the top of my head. McNeese State.
Yeah, it was a pass though.
And okay. And then Northwestern.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, is there another Amir iconic run? Because almost every running back has like a nice little portfolio of runs that you remember them by.
Yeah.
That's a good question on LP. Because the Florida one, of course, the call and his touchdown. But I said that day at Michigan State, he won the Heisman that day with his run at midfield.
And he was.
But the Thursday night run against Oklahoma State was one that is shown a lot.
For me, that was his best run. Florida's 2. Michigan State is a distant 3rd. You talking about the direct snap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Distant 3rd.
There is now you got me thinking here. Calvin Jones, Colorado?
Yeah. He had the signature run against Kansas.
But the Colorado one is probably going to be runaway number 1.
The helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, NFL starts. So Franco Harris, Christmas Eve, make plans if you are a Steeler fan, because that'll be a big day. But I love the troll job with the Raiders playing there. We're probably going to agree on a few of these in the AFC. In the East, Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm right.
The most rounded team in the NFL.
Out AFC East, I will take the Buffalo Bills as well.
All right, you have to take off your black and gold sweatshirt you have on.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens in the North.
Okay, we're right on this. I mean, this is working out well. We were together last week on picks.
In the West, I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers in the West. They're the most complete team. I think they're hungry. Not quite being slighted like the Chiefs, but I'll take the Chargers in the AFC West.
I'm with you on the Chargers, so we're 3 for 3. I don't get the slight of the Chiefs. I mean, all I've heard this week is slander towards Mahomes, and they're not going to make the playoffs.
I know. I get
okay.
it.
All right.
I'm right there with you. I've been on this in the offseason. I think they're going to be significantly better than people think.
In the South.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I'm taking the Colts.
So we're 4 for 4.
Taking the Colts. Now, my 3 playoff teams, I guarantee, will not be the same.
I'll go first. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, Denver, Kansas City, Tennessee.
I'm taking the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Dolphins.
Okay.
Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins. How about that? You took Denver, Kansas City, and Tennessee. Tennessee would be a gutsy pick because I think they may be awful. I know the division they play in, but Jacksonville is much improved. That will be no gimme, and they play a top-tier schedule.
I had them a slight ahead of Cincinnati because I'm not all in on Cincinnati.
I get it. I get it. I just think they'll be too good offensively.
Your team out of the AFC to be in Phoenix will be?
The Buffalo Bills.
Yep, we agree there. All right.
That's no fun.
Well, but there's no. I think when we get to the NFC, I've kind of gone out.
Yeah.
Especially with my team that'll win the NFC. All
Mm.
right. So we'll do
the more you know.
So the NFC will do. Well, here's a good little exercise.
Okay.
Who is going to be this year's Cincinnati Bengals? Roughly a 10-7 regular season team. They get into the postseason and they make a run.
Yeah, you know who it could be? They're in the NFC. And I'm flirting with putting them in the playoffs or not because I have 6 listed. You know who I think it could be? You're going to laugh.
No, because now that I'm looking at you, I think we might be together on this.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
God, that's crazy.
So just for full, this year's Cincinnati.
That's crazy. I like their roster too.
And I think they might have some stability there. The more you get into the Mike Zimmer world, it sounds like they were so friggin' dysfunctional the last few years in Minnesota with Mike Zimmer that they have a lot of really good pieces in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. That's almost scary because we haven't talked one iota about that.
I mean, why is it scary? Because when people say football guys in Omaha, they say,
"Oh, that's it. That's
Gary
it.
and
That's
Damon.
it." Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very
Tandem.
similar. They talk the same.
Like hawk and animal. Best tag team ever.
David White would disagree with you. Here is Mike before the break. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Hey, Damon, you were talking about players that like on your favorite team that everybody loves, but you're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
I'm a Packer fan, and I don't like Bart Starr. I mean,
wow.
I grew up.
You old soul.
He grew up. I grew up, and he was a coach, and he sucked. You know? So I don't know the love affair with Bart Starr.
Isn't that weird? Like everybody's
No
kind of
offense.
got that for the team that they cheer for, the player where they're just like, eh.
Yeah, exactly. No offense, Damon, but LP's best running back Nebraska's ever had.
Yeah, there's zero question in my mind.
Yeah, Mike, we've established that one.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
well,
Take
okay,
care, guys.
so Mike, you're what do you think is LP's most signature run in his history at Nebraska?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Although I'm with you, Gary. Michigan State, he had the Heisman wrapped up then.
He did. He had it.
I
won that
really
day.
do.
All right, Mike, thanks for the phone call. Think of other. So Halu there's a run against Mizzou.
There's several runs, 310 yards rushing that day.
Yeah, he had an iconic run. One of his most iconic runs is Mizzou.
Yeah.
I really can't. There's no real Burkhead run.
No, not that comes to mind. That comes to mind.
Didn't he have one against Ohio State that was a game winner?
Yeah, I mean
Kinda close.
I would guess because that game had so much emotion involved that surrounded it too, with how Nebraska won it. Made a guy miss, then a foot race. I mean, yeah, I can see that one in my head.
So it just kind of now flows into our conversation. One of the vignettes they did on Husker Vision on Saturday was Oklahoma State, Nebraska, the 63-42 game. One of, if not the most iconic run for Ken Clark was in that game, a touchdown run where he just turned on the Jets once he turned the corner.
Yeah. I can think of, it's weird, I'm weird, but I mean, I've got a run from Keith Jones against Kansas. I've got, there's one that comes to mind. There's two for Ken Clark, Roger Craig, one I saw live. I mean, and that's just because I'm like, I don't really have one for Jarvis Redwine, even though I was a kid. Jarvis reminds me a little bit of like Franco Harris, and they share similarities. The bulk of the work that those guys were doing were before it was really possible for me to be all in watching them.
Yeah.
I mean, Franco's best years legitimately were like 75 to 79. Right. So
you had no idea.
Well, I had a little, but but Bradshaw was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Jarvis, that was, 78, 70 or 79, 80. Cause I never was really an I Am Hip guy or a Jarvis Redwine guy. Cause I didn't love the, it's childish, but I'm consistent. I didn't love the herky jerky running style. They were all over the place, like those violent cuts. And I was just like, ooh, I like a little smooth,
Mhm.
but Redwine is a guy that I have a ton of respect for, but didn't love as in terms of a running back. Right. And I remember Minnesota, there are just things I remember things that weren't that good. But I mean, obviously Nebraska history is a real deal.
846.
Jay Rich right away. Red Wine's run against Oklahoma. They struggled there too.
Okay. Now, yep. I can see that now in my head on the replay of that. What do you think we'd be having a conversation about your most iconic run at Nebraska?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the one that made the magazines wasn't even a good run. That was UCLA. My favorite run is super obscure. It's hard to even find. It was against Wyoming. It was a 42 counter sweep. It was probably only about an 8-9 yard run. Is into the boundary, into our sideline. That's probably my favorite run.
The UCLA one you're talking about when you dove over the pile
Mm-hmm.
that has you upside down.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of iconic, it's probably the 42 counter trap against Virginia Tech.
Yeah. But I want to go back to that Wyoming game real quick as we've gotten off a little bit here. That Wyoming game, there is so much going on in that game.
Yeah, there was.
That was that game kind of gets forgotten except for the Dumas hit on the Wyoming quarterback where his helmet is turned sideways.
Mm-hmm.
But there was
the most iconic play in that game was Behringer barreling in at the pylon.
But that's why that game kind of flies under the radar. There was so much before that game and during the course of that game.
Absolutely.
In that season.
Absolutely. What we went into it with, kind of where our psyche was.
And it wasn't a terrible Wyoming team. There were some fellas on that team.
Yeah, they were okay.
But it was competitive for just a bit. And then it just so many things that were going on during that game.
Yeah. I had to seal that one late.
8:48. Again, Brandon Vogel, Fairmont Hill Varsity will stop by a little bit later. Lots of emails, lots of tweets. People talking about Church's Chicken from our conversation earlier about gizzards. Is that Church's?
And what's taken? Does anybody know what the haps is on the construction of that restaurant?
So it says 168th and Maple, right?
Yeah, it's just a smidge north of the Walmart right there. What's going on with that Church's Chicken? Can somebody fill me in? Twitter, do your thing. Help me.
I don't know. There's going to be a Costco out there as well.
Yeah, I know.
People are not happy.
They waited till I left.
Well, a lot of people are not happy. I mean, there's no traffic that area anyhow. So, Jimmy, if you want gizzards when that Church's Chicken opens up,
I don't. That's
I'll
funny.
do it. I'm all about it.
I got some votes for Cubbies. They're gizzards. We go see Damien. He smokes out there, and it's right next to Car Cigars, Pipes and Lounge.
Just eat them in studio one morning.
I'm team gizzards. I like a little bit of loose bread. Has really good gizzards. Mouth of the South.
I don't know. I'm eating
hand breaded.
I don't know. I'm eating gizzards at 8 a.m.
Oh, I'll eat gizzards whenever.
I'm with you.
Ike Haynes says I'm in Chicago. Hello, Ike. Harold's. Damon and I've been to Harold's.
Yeah.
They sell them. They're just okay. Honestly, when I'm in Nebraska, my favorite place to get them is Pride gas station.
Really? The gas station thing, I'm not going to thumb my nose up at. That makes some sense. That I've taken a double take at chicken in gas stations many a times. And if I wasn't driving, I guarantee I would have got it. I would have gotten it because some look fantastic. That's how I stumbled into Chester's. Now, Chester's is a little overrated, but that's how I stumbled into it.
I mean, that's like in Kansas City, Oklahoma Joe's barbecue in a gas station. You never think that until you go there, and you're like, okay.
We were on our way to Dallas, and I got a whole wing. I didn't want a ton, and I got the gizzards. The gizzards were they gave me 6 gizzards, and it was like 240. I only ate like 3 because I was driving. I
Yeah.
didn't want to muck up the steering wheel, and we couldn't pull out until I was done eating. So it was like, I ended up throwing it away. It just sat. But I mean, I'm not afraid. Like, I'll try it. I'll drive for gizzards.
We should get Sarah Baker Hansen because she goes to some
She
very
does
nice.
not strike me as a gizzard connoisseur.
No, but gas station.
Oh, put her on the gas station food pro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would a place like Buc-ee's count?
Yes.
Like, that's too much going on in there, though.
It is.
Dude, they had like 80 pumping stations.
Well, you got to go to some of the Casey's that used to be Buc-ee's that they have made super duper convenience stores. Our guy Chance is tweeting again at the mayor, and he's tagging us.
Yeah, I don't know why Chance is doing that. I think Chance is crazy. Go Big Red Eddie. I mean, Alpine Inn, yeah, they're up there. They're not like the la creme de la creme. No, I would get them though.
Zach says, combining food and running backs. God, you must be in heaven over there.
I am.
The option pitch against Michigan in the Big House when Nebraska rallied to win.
Oh, Amir?
Yeah.
Late. That was along the goal line, right?
Yep.
About a 4 or 5 yarder.
Wasn't Kenny Bell had a block near the goal line?
I remember that.
And then the Ohio State run by Rex that we were talking about. Amazing Daniel, Rozier's long run against Oklahoma in 83.
One of the greatest runs ever. You talk about a full speed cut and the nice cut block at the point of attack from the fullback spot where you see a guy flip and then he's off to the races. He made a cut. He put his right foot in the dirt and got right back vertical along the hash. Was silly. Like true full speed cut.
So Amazing Daniel breaks this whole down, and he's right. And this is on YouTube. The run, the crackback, blocked by Ricky Simmons, the lead decleat by Shalene.
Yeah.
The downfield decleat by Frayne. That was like textbook how that's supposed to be blocked downfield.
Yep. That's when OCs draw stuff on the board, and you know how they have a line going to each defensive guy. It almost never works out that way. Like they're all touchdowns, but yeah, that was legit.
Chew on this as we go into break. See what I did there? Not a running back, but a quarterback. Eric Crouch's most iconic run.
He has 2 for me.
Iowa
and Missouri.
Yep. So the blowing up of Brown, the DB at Iowa, and then the sprint against Mizzou, where Wilson Thomas was in the background.
Well, my man looked like he didn't have any bones in his body.
Yeah.
There's one, and I was super childish. Like I would kind of pause it, just watching him run, and he looked like Gumby. Like his body looked like an S. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have. And again, the just weird things that captivate me. But I was like, that is his hips, his neck, and his feet were none of it was in a line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's pretty good. He looked like Gumby. As guys are just falling by the wayside, he's just turning DB after DB. It's like a full speed cut.
I think if we put this on a poll, the Crouch run against Iowa would be above the record-setting run against Mizzou.
Mizzou was a better run, though.
Yeah, but just I think the run that kind of gave you the sense of who Eric Crouch was the Iowa one.
Yeah,
because he had the speed and then he ran.
This is toughness.
Yeah. We'll let listeners do this because now people really want to chime in. The most iconic Amon Green or the Amon Green run that you remember. We'll let listeners chime in on that on Twitter. All right, one more hour to go. We'll go through our NFC picks and our Super Bowl pick as well on Sharp Betting in the Morning, 1620 The Zone. Football season is underway, and my good friends at Tickets for Less have you covered. Ticketsforless.com has by far the best selection of Husker tickets, and they also are your source for the largest selection of Kansas City Chief tickets, all at the lowest prices. What a winning deal. Tickets for Less, you never pay hefty per ticket service fees like you do on the other sites, so you can save big money. So when it's time to lock in your seats for the next big game, be sure to head over to ticketsforless.com or call 402-398-1999 now to work with the greatest customer care team. Your game day starts at ticketsforless.com.
Hey, grilling season, we are still in effect. The weather, it's fantastic. And if you're getting something off the smoker, maybe just a regular old Q, you need something to go with that protein. How about Rotella's quality breads and specialty rolls? from brioche to the hot dog buns to the brat buns to the hamburger buns to even gluten-free, whatever protein you're pulling off that grill, it's going to go nice with Rotella's. They've done it forever, over 100 years of quality. Some say it's the taste. Some say it's the texture. Some say it's the shelf life. It's all three that kind of make Rotella's who they are. And the joy that they get from serving you, the customer, that's part of it. It's not just the love touch from the ingredients, but it's also the connection that they feel with the city of Omaha. It has worked hand in hand for a beautiful partnership. So you got a couple of options. You can visit your nearest grocer or visit rotellasbakery.com.
The best way to catch all the action is on 1620 The Zone. And no line for the bathroom.
Football season is underway, and my good friends at Tickets for Less have you covered. Ticketsforless.com has by far the best selection of Husker tickets, and they also are your source for the largest selection of Kansas City Chief tickets, all at the lowest prices. What a winning deal. Tickets for Less, you never pay hefty per ticket service fees like you do on the other sites, so you can save big money. So when it's time to lock in your seats for the next big game, be sure to head over to ticketsforless.com or call 402-398-1999 now to work with the greatest customer care team. Your game day starts at ticketsforless.com.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is and has always been locally owned and operated. Now, with 160 employee owners, chances are one of us lives in your neighborhood. We take pride in taking care of you, our customers, and keeping you comfortable all year round. And as always, our technicians don't have sales quotas. When other companies send salespeople, Standard sends qualified technicians. It's just part of.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is from Valos Pumpkin Patch and Apple Orchard. Get 2 anytime passes for the price of 1. An $80 value for just $40. Over 50 attractions are included. The Pumpkin Eating Dragon, the new carousel, a barnyard challenge course, zip line train rides, and more. Valos Pumpkin Patch, open September 23rd.
Zone Deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com. Get a full breakdown of what went right and what went wrong immediately after every Nebraska game with Big Red Overreaction. Presented by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. And by Coors Light, keeping Nebraska chill. Also brought to you by Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and more. Join the show immediately after the game and sound off with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Big Red Overreaction on 1019 The Keg and 1620 The Zone.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Cubby's supports the PACE program with Raise Some Dough. For every large pizza sold at Cubby's in the Old Market, Cubby's gives $1 to the Police Athletic League, serving at-risk and disadvantaged inner-city children with athletic and educational programs. PACE has over 5,800 program participants. The league reaches kids that would not normally be able to participate in athletics like soccer and baseball due to financial situations and family dynamics. PACE wants to give every kid the opportunity at athletics and a healthy and safe environment. If you'd like to support PACE too, go to paceomaha.org.
The best part of your summer night is listening to Royals baseball on 1620 The Zone.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, wrapping up this hour of Sharp Betting in the morning. I thought we'd come back with some Dave Matthews Band now that they're coming to Omaha in November. November 12th. Bud Crawford, do not make that your fight night. A lot of people are going to be at DMB.
Yeah,
downtown.
folks are lobbying for a December fight date. And he's like, what?
Keeps getting pushed back.
Yeah. You want to wait and do the NFC or?
No, yeah, we'll wait. We got a whole nother hour coming up.
No, not really.
Yeah, we got a whole hour.
It goes fast.
Well, that's okay. We'll sneak it in. We'll sneak it like on the goal line.
Don on Twitter, D-Terminator. He and Joel should have some nice volleyball conversations. And Joel said, anybody that suggests that that Nebraska plays someplace other than Devaney hasn't been to a match. And I was like, Don's kind of a volleyball historian. Joel's not budging, though. As if that picture that Joel sent me, he may currently, somebody in his household is rocking the volleyball T-shirt as we speak. Don says Tony Davis standing up a linebacker, Roger Craig running an inside reverse from the slot. Oh, that used to be Nebraska's baby in terms of trickeration. That's a great call, Don. It was like a little inside handoff. It was out of the 91-93 series. Rick Burns slicing through a hole. Doug DeBose. Does Doug DeBose have a signature run for me? I have so much of that old film. Signature Doug DeBose run. It's not coming to me.
He's one of the bigger what ifs.
Man, he was
when he was healthy.
Ooh, talk about full speed cuts.
Yes.
Man.
He was what a Nebraska running back was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
All right. One more hour to go. We got our NFC picks. We got Brandon Vogel, and we got you on 1620 The Zone.
Your vehicle is important. It gets you where you need to go, but it does much more than that. I'm Darcy with Dingman's Collision Center, and at Dingman's, we know your vehicle is an investment and that safety is your priority. To make sure your vehicle is as safe as it was prior to an accident, bring it to Dingman's for proper, safe, and certified repairs. We protect you and your investment. We've been voted Best of Omaha for the past 17 years. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Find us at dingmans.com.
Kickoff week 1 with FanDuel. It's America's #1 sports book. Oh, there's so many great options this weekend. If you're looking at money line, if you're looking at spreads, if you're looking at dogs, join today with FanDuel. $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet.
Yeah, they call that a no-sweat bet, and it's for everybody. Don't just have to be a new user. So if you haven't been to the FanDuel Sportsbook app and entered the promo code ZONE, first of all, shame on you. But if you have, you're in business too. It is no sweat, just like using the app. Safe, secure, fast payouts, and plenty of options. They always have some kind of special or feature going just to incentivize what's going on. It's part of what makes FanDuel so good.
Take a look at Pittsburgh 6.5 against Cincinnati. That's one of the many options you have when you go to FanDuel. Play your way and bet more than just the final score. Wager on everything from touchdowns to total yards to catches. Combined bets for a bigger payout. Same game parlay. $150 in free bets, win or lose. Don't miss with the promo code ZONE. Every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 over, present Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
1620 The Zone Traffic.
From LeBurn, AC, Heating, Plumbing, and more. Time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect some major slowdown from 94 to 87th along Dodge. And then on L, be prepared for some major delays near I-80 East and 108th Street. And then on Industrial Road, be prepared for some major delays from 149th to 138th. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott. This time-saving traffic was brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery.
The Nebraska Lottery has raised over $880 million, which has helped provide more than 117,000 college scholarships, save wildlife habitats across the state, and fund new facilities at the Nebraska State Fair. The Nebraska Lottery, helping to build a better Nebraska.
Bill Jones.
And Olivia.
Here again for Jones Bros Cupcakes and Cafe. Jones Bros is famous here at Omaha for catering delicious breakfasts and lunches for business meetings.
If I own a business, I cater Jones Bros every day.
Sounds good to me, Olivia.
For breakfast, I cater French toast with warm syrup and croissant donuts. That'd be a good day at work.
Go with it, Olivia. Check out our website at jonesbroscupcakes.com for catering.
Jones Bros Cupcakes in Exarban Village.
Malarkey shingles are durable, high performance, impact resistant, and beautiful. Carp's Complete Home Exteriors is a certified Malarkey shingle residential contractor. For a free estimate, call Carp's Complete Exteriors or visit carpsomaha.com.
It happens every day, and homeowners are victims every time, unless they call us. Hi, this is Garen Armstrong with Shamrock Roofing. Recently, a local homeowner with an aging roof had two well-known roofing companies out. Neither found hail damage for an insurance claim, but both happily submitted bids for a new roof. Then the homeowner called Shamrock Roofing. We found significant hail damage and sat with the homeowner when he filed his claim. We were there again when the insurance adjuster came out. And when the insurance company tried to deny the claim, the homeowner appealed with his evidence from Shamrock. The insurance company then approved the full claim for a new roof. Shamrock Roofing helped the homeowner get his roof when the other roofing companies could not. That is exactly why we say call Shamrock Roofing first, especially if you're wondering about possible wind or hail damage. If you have it, we'll find it. One call does it all. Call Shamrock Roofing today or find us online at shamrockroofer.com.
River City Rivalry Week is here. This week, Omaha women's volleyball and men's soccer take on nationally ranked Creighton University, but on Maverick home turf. Saturday at 3, it's volleyball action at Baxter Arena when the number 17 Creighton Blue Jays visit the Omaha Mavericks. Then on Wednesday, the 14th, it's soccer action at Caniglia Field when the Mavericks host the number 7 Blue Jays. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours now at the Baxter Arena box office or at omavs.com/tigs.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. Sharp and Betting in the Morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app. Here are Gary Sharp and Damon Benning.
We got a lot of good backs. We needed Anthony today, and he made a couple of special plays for us. Some of the other guys deserved to play too, but he had a special day.
Crowd him! You know what is the kind of interesting part of Anthony Grant's beginning of his career? How many other guys in the history of Nebraska football, back-to-back games, have had exactly a 46-yard touchdown run?
Yeah,
and we're talking about iconic runs.
You're going to have to go through the old Rolodex for that one. That is, man, you hate to use an absolute, but I bet you that's never happened.
Yeah, he had 46-yard touchdown run against Northwestern that put him up 28-17, and then the 46-yard touchdown run on Saturday. He's got more than those, but that's, back-to-back games, at least a 46-yard touchdown run for Anthony Grant, who was held below 50 yards rushing in the first half. Nebraska couldn't run the ball. What will
how about you realize they rushed for 118 in the fourth quarter?
Uh-huh. Did they rush because North Dakota got tired, or you're gonna love this because like Nebraska volleyball, the 6'2" will become a popular.
Yeah.
It's not like Nebraska just started experimenting with the 6'2", but that will be talked about a lot. Will the Nebraska use of the unbalanced line become the quote unquote RPO of 2022?
It's yielded mixed results, but I do know why they're doing it. They're going to be able to build on it, but they've had some good, some bad with it. The good has primarily come out of the passing game. So it yielded benefits. It got them 7 points. Or 6 points, I should say.
And Whipple has used it in the past.
Yeah.
So it didn't just all of a sudden go, all right, well, we're having trouble blocking. Here's what we're going to do. But you watch, if they find a way, in the rain or whatever is going to be Saturday night, running the football, and they use that unbalanced line more often, you'll love this because that will become the quote-unquote RPO. All right, from the last hour, we were talking about iconic runs by running backs. And this whole conversation started off, Franco Harris on Christmas Eve is going to have his 32 retired, 50th year anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. They're going to retire it at the same time that the play happened at Three Rivers. But that run, or that play, not run, that play has basically been with Franco Harris the rest of his career and into the rest of his life. Like when you see Franco Harris, that's one of the first things you think about.
Mm-hmm.
So we got into a discussion about Nebraska running backs that have iconic runs. Anthony Grant, again, two touchdowns, and they've both been for 46 yards among your touchdowns that you've already scored. I brought up Amon. People are going with the option pitch on the first play against Colorado in 95, where he went 57. Jameson brings that up. Here's Dan Alexander. How about Dan Alexander when he outran the
Colorado,
defensive back?
little Kelly.
Ben Kelly.
Yeah.
In 99 in Boulder.
There's usually one. I'm hearing it took a while for DA to grow on fans, but then his level of appreciation, I thought he aged well. You know what I mean? I don't think he was as appreciated real time, but aged pretty well. He's such a good guy and comes back at least a couple times a year.
He does.
I got a kiddo that's playing high school in Wentzville or somewhere near about, not Wentzville, that's where he's from, but in the area, I think.
Because he was a Hazelwood West?
Not sure.
I mean, St. Louis, but
yeah,
he was from a really good high school football program.
Yeah,
Frank screwed him in the 2000 game in Manhattan.
Yeah, I don't use those terms together. I don't think Coach Solich would do such a thing.
Just kept running him, Frank. Why'd we throw the ball? Started to snow in the fourth quarter. Dan Alexander was crushing K-State. Chris writes into the Equitable Bank inbox about Amon. Did any Nebraska back ever have as many big runs as Amon? That dude just ripped off 50-plus yards runs on the reg. I just don't remember seeing other backs take it to the house from anywhere the way he did. And he chimes in with his signature play being the opening play against Colorado on the option pitch from Tommy to go 57.
Another one. Another one of those that were blocked and drawn up to perfection. Yeah.
That is, if people not heard that story, that is like of all the plays that Tom Osborne has called in his career and put into the game plan, and he said, you know what? If we execute this right, it's going to work out. That's probably the one where he said this will work.
Yeah.
It's going to be a touchdown.
Just real matter of fact too. And if we get where we're supposed to be, then this has a chance to go for 6.
Okay, so how did that week in practice, did it always go for 6?
No, because we didn't run it like that. He kind of drew it up a couple of days out and then reiterated it again in the locker room before we took the field. We walked right through it.
So there's another part of that story, little behind the scenes. Pavelka does the pregame with T.O., and T.O. told him that's the play we're going to run on the opening play. He didn't say it's going to go for a touchdown, but he goes, this is what we're going to do. So, I don't know, Nebraska gets the ball, great field position, and Pavelka on air says what the play is going to be. And boom, it's the option pitch to Amon, and he houses it. Couple of more emails here on Frank O'Hara's. Mike writes in, as an Oiler Titan fan, I am partial to hating the Steelers. That said, I've always thought Franco Harris was way overrated. And looking at his stats, he never averaged more than 89 yards a game for a season. He had 90 career fumbles, almost as many touchdowns, 91, averaged 4.1 yards per carry for his career. He was lucky he had the steel curtain defense on the other side of the ball. Don't get me started on how overrated Terry Bradshaw is. 212 touchdowns, 210 interceptions. That is from the Gretna mayor, Mike.
No, I'm in complete agreement. This is coming from a diehard Steelers fan. I don't argue with either one of those takes. I think Franco went for like a little over 12K in his career, but he did the bulk of his work in about 6 seasons, probably 5.5. Man, I like him. I just don't love him. Now, Bradshaw.
Now that's your favorite.
Really grew to get under my skin. Right, you know, you're a kid, you're super impressed. Man, it was my first jersey. I was 5 years old, man.
He just turned 74.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can put up with him.
About 2 weeks ago?
I don't know if I can put up with him on Fox this year.
Yeah.
He gets a little squirrely.
Man.
Yep.
Got hit a lot.
Here is Brad. Brad, thanks for the call. Welcome to Sharp and Betting in the Morning.
Hey, guys. Two that come to mind, I was talking to your screener, and the Tommy Frazier run, I think, in the Tostito Bowl against Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. And then the other one was Adrian Martinez. No, I'm sorry. Martinez in
Taylor?
the Big Ten.
Yep.
Big Ten championship against
Wisconsin,
where he scrambled, and I think he ran and scored.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
And remember, we
Brad,
were with
thank
each
you.
other.
Yeah.
We almost thought that was going to be the start of getting their legs underneath them.
Yeah, because it was 14-3 at that point, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It made 14-10.
And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. But no.
That one stands out. There are a couple other Taylor Martinez runs.
I thought the signature run for me, and it's not poster worthy, right? Because it was it got lost with the 2 traps that we ran with Schlesinger.
Uh-huh.
T. Fraze had a run. It was 3rd and 7. He ran sprint. It's 31-39 sprint. He checked into it, broke the tackle, then cut across the field, kind of made a defender miss against Miami. That run was all T Phrase because it was a check with me.
Yeah.
He got to the right play, went to the right, made the defender miss. LP's kind of trailing for the pitch, and he kind of gets up and he does the little dance after the first down. Like, you just knew like they were wearing down. That's the one in my head that I think kind of typifies who he is, because it incorporates his intelligence too, because he had to get in the right play. I mean, he had the keys.
He did.
That dude had the keys. 31-39. Check with me. 31-31, which is what I'm sure he said.
Finish the thought on Taylor Martinez in his first year as a starter. There are a couple of plays that come to mind on runs.
Yeah, the
K-State.
night against K-State.
Yes. And then the one keeps popping in my head, Oklahoma State that year, where they put up 50+ on the Cowboys in just a bonkers game.
Was that?
Didn't he have one against Washington too? I mean, that was
It's kind of his coming out party.
Yeah.
In Seattle. I remember more of the Kansas State Thursday night where
he dominated. That might have been one of his finest games in general.
I think we thought a star was getting ready to be born.
and ESPN crowned him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh boy. Remember, you weren't supposed to mention a freshman along the lines of a Heisman?
Now, see, this is why you can't have nice things. It wasn't 41-49. It was. Wait, is he right? No, he's not. That was outside and wall. Sprint was 31-39. It's my old fullback. He said, "Come on," and that is so him too, because he talks reckless.
All right, so you or him have the play wrong.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm gonna ask T Phrase. We had 41-49 outside. We had 41-49. Sprint that was at a 2-back shoe. This was 1-back. It was 1-back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee. I'm waiting for an apology. He's kind of yoked too, though. I don't know. He might not say I'm sorry. It was 1-back.
Hey, remember when lingo was so much easier?
Oh, yeah. I remember when I first started coaching, like little kids, like that was what we did.
Yeah.
Like pro, right.
Or the numbers.
33 dive. I'm like, wait, what?
Or we're running 23 here. So you're the fullback running through the 3-hole.
Yeah, it's like now there's almost no such thing. I make fun
But
of
yet
our
it's the same play.
I make fun of our kids coach because he still uses 2, 4, and 3 backs.
But that's that. If you're just learning, that's
No,
a
I
great
get
way-
it. I know I get it. I know why he does it. I mean, it was easy early, and I think he just stayed with it. But then when we're doing opponent scout, and I say, "Hey, give me a tight end," and everybody's like, "What?" Oh, I forgot. What does he call you guys? 4 backs.
All right, we did our last hour. We did our AFC picks, and we're almost in full agreement.
Yeah, K Coos has the exact same playoff teams.
Okay.
And Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins making the wild card. Raiders will be on the outside looking in. That's a trendy pick. I don't know if they're going to get enough stops defensively in that division.
Yeah, I don't trust Josh McDaniels.
Are the Raiders going to have a better record than the Broncos?
No, not according to me.
You have the Broncos in the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah, let's ride.
Gosh, I hope so, because I'd like to see Russell Wilson have a monster year. And I know, listen, it would be at the Chiefs' expense partly, but I sure would like to see him get his due, because he is pretty underappreciated. He's super underappreciated.
Well, we're going to find out when he's in Seattle on Monday night.
Yeah.
That game might be ugly.
Seattle. What's Seattle? 4 wins?
A baseball town. And a town today that is saying goodbye to Sue Bird. All right. NFC
shoot.
East. I go with and you know what? They've improved in the offseason. Philadelphia. You got Philadelphia in the East?
I'm taking the Eagles as well.
In the Central, I have Green Bay.
I have Green Bay as well.
The South, I have even though I'm a little bit reluctant because they're beat up along the offensive line, and I'm not sure what's going on with TB12, even though Giselle has come back to their home in Florida, Tampa Bay to win the South.
Yeah, give me the Saints.
Okay. The West, I have the Niners.
In the West, I took the Rams.
And my 3 wildcard teams out of the NFC, Rams, Cardinals, Vikings.
So I'm one off. I have Tampa Bay, the Cardinals, and the Vikings. Your San Francisco 49ers will be out of the playoffs in a highly competitive NFC West.
Hey, that's what they say. The West is where football is. Except if, like, you're going to the Rose Bowl on a 100-degree day to watch UCLA play Bowling Green. By the way, hey, they play.
That was so, like, you talk about low-hanging fruit. Like,
dude, the 20,000 season ticket holders didn't show up for the opening game.
Are you going to see Bowling Green?
Well, how many people do you think will go see Alabama State this weekend?
Oh, well, sometimes you got to schedule. But
hey, thank God Nebraska and Michigan and some other Big Ten teams are going to take a lot of people out to the Rose Bowl. All right, team out of the NFC?
I'm going, listen, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Whoa.
Coming from the wild card spot.
So you have the Cardinals and the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get D-Hop back halfway through the season. They'll be fresh. Their owner's going to want to spend money. It goes against everything that their lousy head coach does in the second half of seasons.
Would be 3 years in a row that the home team hosts a Super Bowl.
Well, the more you know.
That's okay. We just need the Cardinals to start 0-1.
I don't know. I just think Kyler Murray is going to be a man on a mission. He's going to be a bona fide MVP candidate.
They've got some things to work through on offense, and they have not had a great playoff history of late, but I love their defense. I like the Green Bay Packers in the NFC.
Wouldn't that be something to just see Ron just lob the middle finger to the NFL and to see how he takes the trophy from Goodell? Obviously, well, they'll give it to the president first, but owner. But man, Aaron Rodgers would laugh all the way to Canton.
They had
if they had the trophy.
They've had for the most part a normal offseason in Green Bay. I think as the season works along, Watson and Watkins will develop. They got Dillon and Jones in the backfield. I love their defense.
They got and they'll probably get Bakhtiari back too for the opener.
And they still got Aaron friggin' Rodgers as the trigger man. So Green Bay is my Super Bowl team. I think this will be the year onto the sunset. Will go Aaron Rodgers with a Super Bowl ring to close out his career.
Oh man.
Green Bay, Buffalo in Phoenix.
Packer fan, love you long time. We just hung up with a Packer.
And you
fan.
have Buffalo?
Yeah, I have Buffalo and the Cardinals. It'll be highly entertaining.
And the Super Bowl champion will be?
Your Buffalo Bills.
All right. They're not mine, but good. They haven't been there in 30 years.
Broken tables for everybody.
Hey, that fan
I'm
base,
all about
it is
Love
super, There are a couple of teams that Super Bowl or bust. There is no bigger one than Buffalo.
Yeah, all in.
Nice.
And they're about ready.
So we'll give our individual award winners and stuff like that tomorrow. Also, we'll come up with the trio of teams that have no chance whatsoever in a league that promotes parity.
Yeah,
no chance whatsoever. All right, we'll do that coming up.
Well, that one's easy. They reside down in Texas. I wish it was the Cowboys, but it's not. Zero chance.
I'm looking at them, especially playing the Colts and the Colts' troubles on week 1. Like I'm looking at, I just said the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings beat the Packers opening week. The Packers always have that first game.
I know.
Play a ton of starters in the preseason.
And I'm telling you, I think Minnesota's going to be good.
Minnesota has been good at home.
Yeah,
I like their roster. I think they finally got the head coach.
Aren't they playing against Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, but they've been good at home. And the Packers, the first game is wonky because they don't play a ton of starters.
Wonky.
I mean, look at what happened last year.
No, I know.
They play the Saints in Jacksonville, and we all go, what? And then you remember everybody's like, oh, look what happened. Rodgers screwed them. It's going to be bad. And they turned out to be okay until they played San Francisco.
I don't know about that Packers, and that's a gutsy pick. No more gutsy, I think, than the Cardinals. But I just don't know how you're going to slow them down offensively. and they'll play just good enough defense. And Simmons he's a budding superstar in that defense. Finally figured it out. He is gonna be nice in AZ.
They got an exceptional roster.
They got to overcome their coach,
Arizona.
though.
Well, that's a factor, and winning in the playoffs. You can't have the performance that you had against the Rams, especially from your quarterback, who you're paying a lot of money to, that you believe is what top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, this is vintage Husker.
So did he apologize?
Vintage. I think there's a chance you might be right.
That's how I'm going to approach you from now on.
Hey, that's him, though. He has that irrational confidence. He said, I think there's a chance you might be right. But as for Colorado, let Gary know every option, okay, is designed to score if everyone blocks. He's great. He doesn't give a what. I mean, zero cares. What do you mean you think he wasn't going to say, my bad, I'm sorry. He's like, I think there's a chance you may be right. Oh, take DB on that one.
Remind Schuster that there were some plays that were designed that, in Colorado in 01 that Darren Diedrich kind of ran into the sidelines.
Yeah. We can't. I mean, we're not responsible for that. I don't know what old number 30 was doing.
He was here for a long time.
Just saying.
Yeah. There are some guys in this running back discussion today that have absolutely zero iconic runs, that played a lot of football at Nebraska. Now, there are some fullbacks that definitely have iconic runs, whether it be Schlesinger to Makovica.
Oh, there's
the Akron zips into the end zone.
A whole litany of those guys.
Janovich has a signature run at Nebraska.
Yeah.
Back when fullbacks mattered.
Remember when we thought that was going to be a thing in the next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Came and went.
Just tell your grandchildren about the great fullbacks that played at Nebraska.
And they were all fast.
And they were all good. Almost every guy that was a fullback that got snaps was very talented. There you go, Schuster. All right, here is
he had rollouts.
He did. Here is Bill. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How
What's
are you,
up,
sir?
Bill?
Good. Two of the greatest runs I ever saw down in Lincoln was Amir Abdullah against K-State, which won the game.
Yeah, on a
and
little dump pass.
Rozier against UCLA when he was like a 5-yard run, but he went left and then circled around and went right. They were just magnificent runs.
Yeah. I still don't think that was Rozier's best run, but it is definitely the most iconic.
When you win a Heisman, there's that one run that gets shown all the time, and that's the run. Yeah, that run that went breakdown of the Oklahoma run, that never gets shown.
Hey, there's one that he had against Kansas. It was wet and kind of rainy. It was down the sidelines. Yep. He had no business staying in bounds. His balance was the filthiest I had seen since either D. Brown or Ken Clark. Guys that are top 3 in terms of their balance as running backs. Unbelievably great center of gravity. Seriously, those guys, when they ran, their butt could touch the ground. That's how good a hip flexion they had. You just couldn't knock them off stride.
Quick update as we go into break about tonight.
Derek Brown was silly. His balance, pretty underappreciated. Hard to get that guy off his feet. I mean, when D. Brown would make a cut, he would be about 4 foot. He was ridiculous.
Didn't seem like in his career, he was working, doing plumbing while he was sitting out with a prop 48. Didn't it seem like you wanted more from Derek Brown in his career at Nebraska?
Oh, no, man. I think people sleep on him. I would take him over a lot of backs that people like, that are more popular. He was fast. He took pretty good care of the ball. I like D. Brown a lot.
I mean, he was here for 3 years. He makes a case to be in the top 10 running back of all time.
I would agree. When you're talking about just good natural runners, I agree. People, they don't give him his due.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Mayor Joel.
Yeah, he's on this volleyball thing, man. I mean, come on. I don't want to start.
No, he's just passing along information. So this is actually passing.
No,
along.
I sent it to Don.
Oh, no, they can argue all they want, but the Devaney Center ain't going nowhere. Because what are they going to do with Cook's office? I mean, that's a palace in there. Passes this along. This is from OPD, Sergeant Jason. If you are going, we've already told you got to go early because it might take a little bit to get in. This is welcome to Omaha if you don't live here. I-480 East is closed at 20th Street. Capitol Street will be congested. Use Cumming Street, exit from the North Freeway, east on Cumming to get to Lot D. OPD traffic unit will be working the event. Enjoy the game. Boy, won't those guys and gals be pleasant.
Wait, what did he say about Cumming?
East on Cumming to get to Lot D. So use Cumming exit from the North Freeway.
Yeah, that's you better read that slow because that's where it's at.
Pack your patience if you are coming into downtown Omaha. Because remember, there'll be people that are leaving downtown Omaha at about the same time to go home.
Hey, that's good looking out on his part because that's pretty crucial.
Yeah, I saw. I feel for the traffic.
Wow,
control
that is good looking out.
Hey, the LPD this past weekend in Lincoln, they took some grief.
Hey, so what
people knew that were
I don't
around.
understand what's going on with the parking. Like, why all of a sudden?
So I'm getting a little clarification here of the lots that seem like every lot in Lincoln has gone up. Is this guy told me, he said, don't repeat my name. He actually emailed this yesterday when we were talking about this. He said, a lot of us that run private lots are trying to make as much money early in the year because they don't know what the back end will look like in terms of attendance. Yeah, he was being honest. He said, we know that for the first 3 weeks, our lots are going to be full. He goes, but once we get to October, there's no guarantee that we'll still be able to have 100% of our lots full. So we're trying to make as much money early in the season. I was like, oh, thanks for being honest. Makes sense.
How perplexing is this? You see Mike's tweet at us at Jules5. Will the Huskers return a kick or a punt for more than 10 yards this weekend?
Hold that thought. We'll talk about it when we come back. Sharp and Betting in the Morning on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
90-ish% of the time, the answer is always Aquaman. And brainwashing fish, you know what? Actually, Aquaman could come in handy because if he were over in Ireland right now, he could just stand on the Nebraska sidelines, brainwash all the people eating their fish and chips. Oh, yup. The fried fish jump out of the basket.
Come back to life. Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
The sunny skies will continue for your Wednesday with temperatures topping in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Here in Omaha, I'm tracking a high temperature of 89 degrees. For tonight, temperatures will cool into the mid-60s, even warmer for your Thursday. I'm tracking a high of 92 with mostly sunny conditions. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland for KETV News Watch 7.
Summer is done and fall has begun. It's planting weather, and we have just what you need. Shop the area's largest selection of homegrown plants, trees, home decor, and more. Rooted in quality, unmatched value. Lanahaw Nurseries, 192nd and Center.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill has been making your game day experience one to remember for 18 years with our award-winning char-buffed wings at $7.99 Monday through Friday lunch specials. But now your game day just got bigger and better with Oscar's newly upgraded audio-video system. Cheer on your favorite teams this season in front of a 22-foot LED video wall, showing up to 8 games at once, and of course, 40 TVs and massive dual projectors. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and for takeout at 162nd and Maple.
I studied Spanish in college and never got fluent. But then I tried Babbel.
Want the most effective way to learn another language? In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons will have you learning another language in as little as 3 weeks.
Babbel is all conversation-based, so it gets you speaking quickly about things you actually talk about in the real world.
You'll really see a difference in how you can speak and how conversational you can be in just a few weeks.
Babbel isn't just lessons. You can listen to podcasts, play games, watch videos. You can even take live online classes with a language teacher. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel.
The lessons online and in the app make it easy to learn from pretty much anywhere. University studies have shown that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a semester of college Spanish. If you want to learn a new language, there's no better way than Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR, but with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and included 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
At Dingman's Collision Center, you voted them first place in Best in Omaha for the past 17 years. So they want to say thank you for choosing the Dingman family and their incredible technicians to repair your vehicles. At Dingman's, they'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less.
Marvin Windows has long been known for their lasting value and beauty. Carp's Complete Home Exteriors is Omaha's first authorized Marvin Windows replacement contractor. For a free estimate, call Carp's Complete Home Exteriors or visit carpsomaha.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, so Jules5 tweeted at us, will Huskers return a kick or punt for more than 10 yards this weekend, asking for a friend? Last 3 years, Nebraska has returned 32 kickoffs. The longest kickoff return, 2020, Alante Brown, 29 yards. In the last 22 games, Nebraska has returned 19 punts. The longest punt return, 2020. Cam Taylor-Britt took it for 27. Yeah. This year, have not returned a punt. The kickoff, the longest, is Trey Palmer's against Northwestern.
Yeah, I just can't figure out why they can't figure out when or when not to return a kick. I think punts, I mean, far be it from me, but I think punts are one of those things where you have to go back there every time with the intent to return it. Now, there was a pretty good point made last night, and I hate to say it because Gas Can made it, but he said a lot of times you have to force the early 3 and outs to get in good position to return punts, because if you're punting from like the 40 on, a lot of times it's not set up for returns. I thought that was a pretty legit point.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Because you're back at the 10-yard line and you're fair catching.
Yeah. Or sometimes you're in punt safes.
Yep. All right. B Vogue's coming up in a bit. First, here is Chris in Vegas. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good. What's up, buddy?
Hey, you guys were all talking about iconic runs and everything. One of mine that comes first thing is when I was a child, when I first started watching Nebraska, was Tom Rathman's run against Oklahoma in, what was it, 83 or something like that, when he went busted off for 60 yards.
Now that one I got to go back and take a look-see at. It was against OU?
Yes, it was. Right up the middle.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually looking at it as we speak. That's a great call.
Chris, thanks for the call.
I mean, nobody was giving any props to the fullbacks and everything. And that was one of my favorite runs.
God, he looked nice. Nebraska in this triple was saucy. Look at those uniforms.
Yeah.
I wish they should roll with those.
Okay, can I give you a different one for Tom Rathman?
Yeah.
I know when I'm looking at that, I know what Chris is talking about. But can you look up, because you'll get a little fullback porn there on your computer?
Wait, I'm busy falling in love with Tom Rathman runs.
No, that's not his best run. It's still to this day, I'm pretty sure the longest touchdown run by a fullback. It's Colorado in the same in 85.
Yeah, how many 100-yard games do you think Tom Rathman had?
He had more than one.
He had 4.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so this is the game. So he goes in the 85 game against Colorado. He went 84 yards for a touchdown.
Like he had 4 100-yard games.
Okay.
What one do you want me to do?
Colorado 85. So the play, if I remember it correctly, DeBose. So Colorado, they were anticipating DeBose, and so they bid hard on the option fake, and instead they gave it off to Rathman, and it was the 38 trap that he is flying down the field. And then there was, so you're talking about blocks downfield. Tom Banderas, I know, had a block. Rob Schnitzler, in the old split end, had a block.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was running behind, because it is like how you draw it up. Blankenship and Tim Roth were blocking up front.
Schnitzler was a stud.
Yeah.
I'm right now. I'm watching my man B Carp go for 49 on a screen. You talk about fast for
Is
a
that
fullback.
Colorado?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Colorado out in 89.
Hey, he had roll outs.
Colorado 88, right?
No, I know.
Yeah,
I just got caught up watching B Carp. Wowzer.
And then the refs and Jeff Campbell showed up in that game.
It's all good.
Brandon Vogel is going to show up on the show next.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Hey, looking for a good reason to celebrate being back in school, or maybe just hey, we made it through Labor Day weekend. And I know we've only been back in school a couple of days, but how about some ice cream? Ted Molly's, man, they are here for you. 2 great locations to get it right, downtown and in Benson. Ultra premium ice cream, over 3,000 flavors. You want options? Ted Molly's has got it for you. They've got sorbet, they've got vegan, they've got keto. It's all good in both neighborhoods when it comes to Ted and Molly's. It doesn't have to be a birthday. It could be a birthday. It's just a regular summer outing. Maybe you've just finished your family photos and you're thinking, hey, you were so well behaved in these pictures. Let's go grab some ice creams. Ted Molly's, they welcome it. Again, with over 3,000 flavors, they're guaranteed to have one that you'll fall in love with, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. That was my LeBron James moment. Ted Molly's, they've got you covered. Again, 2 great locations downtown and in Benson. Stop out for some great ice cream.
Big names, big games. We've got them all. 1620, The Zone.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
We are Lus Hills Harley Davidson, and we buy bikes. Fall is a great time to sell your bike. Use the money for the Christmas fund, maybe a vacation, whatever you want. Lus Hills Harley Davidson will buy your bike. Click LusHillsHD.com for all the details and catch on to the fun fall stuff coming up. Lus Hills Harley Davidson, I-29 and Highway 34, south of Council Bluffs. Your home in the hills. Rise up and ride on.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Sharp and Benning in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
Sharp Betting in the morning, wrapping it up on a Wednesday. Thanks, everybody that joined us. We took all of our advice how to get in and out of the chide to late this afternoon with no issues. As we welcome in Brandon Vogel from Hail Varsity, the magazine, hailvarsity.com. Good morning, sir. How are you on this fine Wednesday?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good, B-Vogues. Good.
I have to tell you, we've gone down the rabbit hole of old Nebraska-Oklahoma games on YouTube here in the break. So we're watching the 86 Nebraska-Oklahoma game from a rainy Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, Steve Taylor just got knocked out late in the fourth, and it has become the Cleet Blakeman show. But Steve's back.
Was that the all-red game?
That is the all-red game, yes.
Yeah, 87 Oklahoma-Nebraska was my first Husker game.
Yeah, back-to-back fumbles by Keith Jones has got Oklahoma in position now. And he's one of my favorites, too. I just saw him in Lee, his brother.
Now with Nebraska and Oklahoma playing next week, which of course we'll get to, everybody show your kids some of the best moments in Nebraska, Oklahoma, and not some certain games. All right, let's do a little temp check after 2 games. We've talked about special teams, and we kind of just went through kick returns and punt returns, and maybe why Nebraska hasn't been successful over the last 3 years, or what their plan has been. But let's start there. If you have a concern or something encouraging of the special teams as a whole through 2 games, what would it be?
Well, the obvious bright spot's been punting thus far. That's an easy one. I think the low spot, the dim part of things so far has been the punt return, and that's a tough one. I'm a little bit surprised to still see Oliver Martin be their guy most of the time, which tells you there might be some concerns elsewhere with just sure-handedness, I guess. But man, how long has it been since Nebraska has really gotten something out of the punt return game? At this point, with the way the rules are, I don't expect much, if anything, from kick return. Field goals and place kicking to be determined, I think, for me at this point with what Nebraska's shown through 2 games. So punting good, punt return remains a problem, and it's been a problem for a while.
Hey, B-Volks, how much of it do you think I was having this conversation last night with Sean Callahan, and I was saying that, punt return, it's a mindset. Like, you have to start out with the intent to return every punt that's kicked. And, he said it could be a product of, because this has withstood a couple of coaching staffs and multiple returners. But he said, it may be one of those things where, because Nebraska hasn't gotten so many traditional 3-and-outs, that teams that are punting from, the 40 on in or things like that don't lend itself to quality returns. Do you kind of buy that from a field position standpoint?
I definitely do. And, as you were saying that, that's kind of where my mind was going too. Nebraska has been an offense in the Frost era that basically starts at the 75 yards away. So their own 25 or worse. So if you're a punt returner and your heels are consistently on the 10 or the 8, well, your first priority then is to secure the ball and stop that punt from getting deeper into your own territory. Becomes pretty tough to be truly, truly aggressive when most of the time you're inside your own 20.
Brandon Vole from Hail Varsity joining us. So is it going to be more cooperation or collaboration on how the offense takes the next step this week and beyond?
Good question. I enjoy a good semantics definition. I'm going to go with collaboration because, this offense still feels whoever, it doesn't matter to me who calls the plays, really, but it feels like a little bit of two halves. The passing concepts, you see Whipple's influence most heavily. Last week, at least, in the run game, I think you saw a little bit of where Nebraska had been, which would be, primarily Frost's influence. I think Anthony Grant obviously is playing at a high level. O-line is still not giving him a ton of help, which makes me a little bit apprehensive about the sustainability of that going forward. But I was encouraged to see a couple of carries from Casey Thompson. I think you need a few of those each game, and that can help Nebraska kind of. It's got to improve on that front. On the offensive line front and just the run game in general, it's going to be a process. And I think going back to some of the stuff that they have done in the past is probably the way to go. So collaboration for me.
I remember I asked kind of a couple of weeks ago, did you think that Nebraska's personnel would dictate how they call plays? Do you think that comes to fruition as the season wears on based on what you've seen early? Will their hand be forced based on how they're built?
Yeah, probably. And I would think I would view that as progress because there were times over, the previous 4 seasons where I think the play call maybe led the way, where it's like, well, this should work based on this look. This is what we're going to run. And, maybe it doesn't work out because you don't have a guy who can do that. Mm-hmm. You can sit there and think, well, he should be able to do that. But if he can't, he can't. So I think, and this comes a little bit with the collaboration, cooperation, however you want to term it, having a veteran OC. I really enjoy listening to Whipple talk because he's just a little bit, he has the weariness of a guy who's done this for a long time. And I don't mean weariness in a negative connotation. It's just like, hey, let's not try to outthink ourselves. Let's just figure out what works. And I think Nebraska will do that more as it continues to go forward.
Let's do some individual guys here, because he talked yesterday, and you can tell that there's an adjustment to playing in this defense with guys, and I'm talking about O'Shawn Mathis, getting used to guys around. He talked more about, instead of, hey, I don't want to be a guy that, I don't want to always be known as a guy that can just blow by people and be a bull rusher. Maybe that's how I success at TCU. I'm trying to watch the film and figure out the tackles that are blocking me and how do I get to the quarterback. O'Shawn Mathis through 2 games. How would you assess his performance so far?
I think he's been solid. It hasn't been, that instant impact I think a lot of people hoped for. And, his comment that you just mentioned there was really interesting listening to it yesterday because Nebraska got him, the story goes, by the allure of playing in the Big Ten, the allure of going against good tackles week in and week out for the most part. And you're going to do stuff like O'Shawn had his season where he had the splash plays, where he looked like, just physically better than most of the people on the field. Becoming a better football player, becoming a better NFL prospect, might require a little bit of the detail work, of the dirty work, so to speak. And I think he's done a good enough job on that. Getting that sack last week against North Dakota, I felt boosted him a little bit. You saw some pressures on the QB after that, even though he didn't get home. So far, I think cautiously optimistic is how I would term Mathis's play so far.
Have you seen enough to know when we're talking about Nebraska defensively, if they want to be who you think they're capable of being, who needs to play well?
Probably those safeties. And it's been good at times. I've seen some flashes from Buford in particular. Farmer, a little, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag, and he's got a lot on his plate, I think, is sort of the quarterback back there, making sure some of these guys get lined up where they need them to be. But if they're going to have to rely on those guys and run support, it puts a lot of pressure on 2 players who are still, young in terms of games played. So Nebraska defensively, whether it's trending up or trending down from here, safety play might determine a lot of that in my mind.
And building depth in the secondary. So we know this for the first 2 games. Hill, Buford, Farmer, and Newsome have played nearly every single snap of the first 2 games. And if you're trying to develop depth, you would like more in-game snaps to start to develop depth, but Nebraska's put themselves in a position where they really haven't been able to do it. So those 4 we know are going to play staying healthy a lot of football the rest of the year. What other guy, safety or cornerback, in that secondary are you looking at that you think as Georgia Southern comes up, Oklahoma, bye week to figure some things out, and then into conference the rest of the way? Who's a name in the secondary that you think will be the next man up that will see their snaps go up as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think the closest one that we've seen so far, and it hasn't gone perfectly for him, but Omar Brown seems to be a guy who he's the safe pick in terms of somebody who I could see his snaps increase as they get a little bit deeper. Played some really good football in Northern Iowa, which helps. I think DJ Singleton probably should be one of those guys. And a corner, it's tough for as much as Travis Fisher talks about, competition at that point. Tommy Hill and Quentin Newsome have really kind of taken the lead there, and as you mentioned, played most of the snaps. We've seen a little bit of Braxton Clark, which gives Nebraska a bit of an out there, and you've got some experience there. But at this point, it's hard for me to identify kind of a 4th corner. I can get there a little bit more easily at safety with Brown and Singleton. So I think those 2 are probably in line to see a little bit more time as we go forward.
So far, who hasn't who hasn't really met the eye that you think is still capable of being that guy? For me, I thought I would see a little bit more out of Tommy Hill Jr. early in terms of his physicality. I haven't so far. Do you have a guy on the offensive or defensive side that you think eventually is going to come along?
Yeah, I'm still holding out, some optimism for Ty Robinson, and I think it's
good
really
call.
vital for him to be kind of the anchor on that defensive line, because you've got other guys who haven't played as much football, at least at Nebraska, who need that to come along. So, Ty Robinson, he's somebody who, as he's become a guy who talks pretty often as one of the veterans on this team. I've always enjoyed his approach to football. That said, it's been a little bit of a slower start than I would have expected for him through 2 games.
Hey, one other quick thing, and then we'll get you out of here. And it's just curious because I'm trying to figure out where he fits. Because I mean, he maybe played 2 or 3 snaps against North Dakota. Going back to the secondary, what do you think their usage will be with Brandon Moore?
He's a little bit of a flex guy. I mean, I thought Frost put it pretty well in assessing, where he's at as somebody they knew from the UCF days. I mean, he could be somebody who he does have that veteran experience. Look at corner there where I'm struggling to come up with the fourth guy. That could be a fit there. Find a way to use him in certain situations to at least spell those top 2 corners a little bit, and see what you get out of it. I mean, that's I always enjoy, no matter where they played or whatever, getting guys who have played a good amount of football. Always leaves me a little bit more bullish on a player's chances to see the field.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because he went with the team to Dublin and he got on the field for the first time this past week. Brandon, as always, we appreciate it. Look forward to the coverage ramping up to Georgia Southern, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday ahead of OU.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, B. Brandon Vogel from Hail Varsity. You can follow him on Twitter at Brandon L. Vogel. That'll do it for the show. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Enjoy volleyball. We're in the volleyball capital of the world in Omaha, Nebraska. Should be a dandy tonight. Number 2, Nebraska. Number 17, Creighton. Late afternoon, 5 o'clock. We'll see you there. Hopefully it's not just a place to go to be seen.
Love the use of the word dandy.
Dandy. A little bit older. Appeasing our older audience. Use the word dandy. Yeah. Dad used to use that a lot. For Chance, who has made the mayor man. For Jimmy, who has not made the mayor man. For Damon and myself, who we love the mayor. It's Sharp Betting in the Morning. We're back tomorrow at 6.
From sports medicine to spine, bone, and joint problems, Nebraska Medicine is your home for the region's most comprehensive orthopedic care. Our specialists have the unmatched expertise to diagnose and treat common and complex problems, with surgery being a last resort. With multiple locations, our leading care is miles ahead, yet close to home. For orthopedic advances, this is where you begin. Visit nebraskamed.com